Hello everyone, this is where Michael cut the VOD so you can see it on YouTube. Alright. Let's just continue.
Gavel sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So last time, we've had our first dance with Sherlock Holmes, and we found out that a Russian man is actually a woman.
A little Russian girl.
He talks like
this with a spoon?
Oh yeah, I have to get back into doing that. Oh my, I don't really have a lot of water, so that might be
Oh yeah, that might be a little bit of a problem. Alright. Yeah, last time when we last left off,
we were in a room for 3 hours.
Like, little Russian girl, like, just left to, talk to the captain or some shit, I think. And now we're, here.
Yes. It was like, Amelie, Amelie, I'm hiding near the spindle. Okay.
That's good. Alright, oh fuck. I wish we hadn't been thrown out like that.
I wish we'd managed to find some clue as to what that speckled band might be.
We didn't manage to investigate at all.
Oh yeah, when we tried to investigate anything and like kicked us out.
Yeah. And I imagine...
There he is.
...that we won't be able to for a while longer. We'll never get past that sailor guarding the door.
Clearly glaring at us as if to say, don't even think about it. Oh, wait a minute.
What is it?
Well, what happened to our great detective friend? Where did he go?
Oh, yes! He's completely disappeared.
When did he do that? Slipped away as quietly as the wind, but not before ensuring these were securely back on my wrists. Oh, okay. Is there anything new?
Examine the cheese again. No, you can't. I guess you can examine the door of your cabin.
Didn't find anything. Okay, I wasn't trying to examine that.
Oh, okay.
The door. I don't think he's gonna let me, but let's see.
That door leads to the second-class area.
Locked. Can't open it.
No, well, that stands to reason. No one wants to let the murderer escape.
Gosh, she gave me a very stern look when she said that.
Stern look. Alright,
Okay, we can try.
I guess you can investigate your door. Or
yeah. I really wish we had the chance to look around in Miss Borshevik's cabin. So.
He apparated in front of us.
Yeah. What? Why do you look like that? You want something? Hmm? Maybe you want me to throw you out again, hmm? Oh no, definitely not that. Next time I have to throw you out, I show you where lobsters spend winter. Understand? Understand. Maybe I should steer clear of him until he's forgotten my face.
I don't think he'll ever forget your face, Naruhodo.
What's that supposed to mean? Yep, my door.
Yeah.
First class cabin number 1. Yes, that's our cabin. Oh, that's
not our cabin. It's Kazuma's.
It's the same as last time, I think.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Your accommodation is alright. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh, I wonder if Inspector Hasanaka has managed to uncover any new clues. Okay, that's new.
Yes, we should probably find him and ask.
Well, okay, that was bit of a waste.
Can you go in there?
Yep. And go there.
I think it'll let you go. Yeah, it says grayed out.
Yep.
That guy is still there.
Yeah. God.
Where is he?
Looks like they're still investigating in here.
Yes, on that subject. I wonder if Inspector Hosonaga is unscathed.
What do you mean, unscathed?
Surely you haven't forgotten, have you, Naruhodo? Don't you remember what he said about allowing you out of this cabin to investigate? He was going to talk to the captain about it. He said he's lay his life on the line for you.
Oh, yes. But I'm sure he was exaggerating. See what he has to say for himself. Might have some new information for us. You never know.
Where is
Please
he?
materialize. Ah, okay.
Oh, he's right there.
Hang on, this guy first.
These guys have such
Um,
skinny legs.
Oh yeah. But he was just like me speaking of a Polish accent. You, where did you go? Oh, sorry, I just went to the next door cabin. Why? Who gave you permission for this? But Seaman Hasanaga did. That no Japanese, was it? Was it? Later I will roll him into ball and throw him in cold room.
I will trap him near the spindle.
He's gone back to guarding the door.
I hope Inspector Hosonaga doesn't find himself in too much trouble on our account.
He's really gone out of his way to help us, hasn't he? When we get back to when we get back to Japan, we'll have to take him for a steak at La Carnival. So they solve all
Again.
problems.
That could be a very long time from now, Naruhodo.
Okay, let's not
He
waste more
appeared
time.
again. Yeah.
Oh,
What the fuck? Ah, you're back.
Inspector.
What happened to you? Your face is... Please, don't worry about it. They're just scratches.
Your fucking left glass
Yeah,
is
his
broken.
glasses are mangled.
Yeah, you're made by a bear, maybe.
When I told the captain that I'd given you permission to investigate, he told me he'd pummel me with his fists and then toss me overboard.
What?
But the pummeling was over in a flash, and he must have decided against throwing me overboard. So it was nothing, really.
I feel like he wasn't joking when he said he'd lay his life on the line if he had to.
Well, thanks to your efforts, we now know a little about the neighboring cabin.
Yes, so and
Yes, so I understand. It's fine.
he's distracted because some
Keep
bot replied to
alt-tabbing, I
my
think.
some bot replied to my tweet and I have
Oh,
to delete
okay.
it.
Right. Oh! I bumped into a man claiming to be a great detective a little while ago. I think his name was something like Sherlock Holmes. I don't think he was German, though.
Sherlock Holmes. Okay. That explains it.
That's you.
Oh, I thought. Okay, shall we compare notes then? we can tell you what we found out.
Yes, let's do it. I am always so unnerved when he makes that face. What? Nikomina Borshevik? She's in the cabin next door?
Oh, do you know who she is?
Please, what self-respecting ballet fan wouldn't know that graceful angel? Oh my
Oops, I
goodness.
think I upset him there.
Now he's bleeding from both corners of his mouth.
Yeah.
Well, that tells us the neighboring cabin is unrelated to the case, at least.
Oh, how?
Because angels don't go around committing crimes, do they?
Oh my god.
Oh,
Oops, now I've definitely upset him.
Inspector, has your investigation in here proved fruitful? If I'm honest, there's very little more I can do. Our duty is to make sure the scene isn't disturbed, ready to hand over to the Hong Kong police. So I'm just keeping watch here, trying to take my eyes off the job. Oh, I see. there is one thing. I do have a small piece of new information for you.
Oh, what?
Yes, do tell us, Inspector, please.
Sorry. Okay. New
It's okay, you're in
information.
character as Wasanaga.
Yeah. What is this new information you have, Inspector?
It's this. The All Claire's medical officer has finished his examination of the body. I managed to obtain the report.
Oh, Kazuma's post-mortem report?
Yes, the outdated autopsy report. Kazuma.
So what was the cause of death?
Damage to the cervical vertebrae is what's written in the report. His neck was broken? Yes, it would seem so. There were no obvious wounds or other signs of injury. So, at first, I think they were considering poison.
I think we were talking about that too.
And but it turns out they found no trace of poison in his system at all.
Well, what weapon was used then?
Nothing has been found as yet, but the fact that there are no signs of a wound suggests it may have been a blunt object, something that wouldn't leave a mark.
Oh, I see.
All the body's nerves run through the spine to the brain. A strong enough impact to the neck could induce death. It is a possibility, and no obvious wound would be left.
Poor Kazuma.
I have a second copy of the report. If it might be useful, you're welcome to have it.
Really? Are you sure?
Yes, it's fine. I trust you.
Aw,
That's a new face.
yeah.
After all, if I didn't trust you, I'd never have agreed to you leaving this cabin in the first place, would I?
He believes in us. Okay. In the cause of death, cervical spine injury, no traces of external injury or poison. Alright,
Great detective.
let's talk about him.
Oh, Mr. Holmes was here, was he? Immediate turn in her
Yeah.
mood.
Yes, he's... Oh, that's
Yes,
him.
he seemed to be enjoying himself a little too much as he crept about on the floor investigating.
Just like slithering around like a snake.
Like an animal.
Yeah.
Then he suddenly left. I suppose he must have become bored.
You say anything at all?
Actually, now you mention it, yes, just one thing, but he practically shouted it. It's shoe polish, was all he said.
Oh, okay. Shoe polish? I wonder what he meant. Maybe the stain.
It was when he was over there, by the piece of broken glass. Do you see?
Oh yeah, the Taco Bell.
Ah, perhaps he was talking about this brick-colored mark, do you think? Yes, that must be it.
But how could Mr. Holmes know that it's shoe polish?
Licked it. That leaves me cold, I'm afraid. I have no idea.
I mean, you probably could, like, just smell it or something.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
He
shoe
was
polish.
crawling around like an animal after all.
Yeah. What is it, Susato?
Well, Kazuma was wearing leather shoes with a very dark tan hue.
Dark tan? A sort of dark brownish red, then.
Yes, a little like the color of red wine, but darker. I often repaired them for him.
Oh, does this mean that this mark was made by the shoe polish on Kazuma's shoes when they scuffed the floor? Scuffed on the floor. Yeah, same thing. Mark on the floor has been added into the court record. What?
They picked it up off the... They peeled it off the floor and they put it in the court
It
record.
just... Okay.
Oh, what now? That's really all I can tell you at this stage. I should return to my post. My fellow crewmen's eyes are boring into the back of my head.
Yes, that might be for the best. Thank you. A bleeding.
Poor Inspector, you look exhausted. Oh, no. Well, I feel terrible that I failed to protect Asugi. He was my responsibility. Of course, my pain is nothing compared to yours. You were his friends. The truth is, I seem to have had a heavy head ever since I woke this morning. Oh, so like,
So the same as
fucking Naruhodo?
Naruhodo did.
Yeah.
So I think the food had something in it. A heavy head. That's interesting. My head's still throbbing too.
And
Guess
there he goes.
I don't think there's. I think we can probably move now. Let's try.
Can you?
Back outside. Okay, when the green fin shows up, that means there's new stuff here.
Oh, okay. Neat. Ah. Look, Naruhodo! Seaman Stroganoff is gone!
Strong enough?
Oh, I get it. The burly Russian sailor who's always crossing his arms and glaring at us.
Yeah. Also, Stroganoff is like also it's
A beef dish,
a
yeah.
beef dish.
Yes.
A double pun.
It's double pun.
Yeah. All these Russian names are impossible to remember.
You're so racist. Everyone in this game is racist.
Yeah. It's the 19th century.
Tra-la-la. What?
Did you hear that? It sounded like someone singing. Tra-la-la-li-ra-lay. I did the great detective way. Oh, that's oh, that's him. Okay. How did he fucking sound like? I puckered his lips and like, tra-la-la-li-ra-lay. I did it the great detective way. Something like that.
This caroling, I know that lark-like voice.
Well, never mind that now. This is a golden opportunity for us.
Yes, you're right. We must seize it. Let's get inside Mish Borshevik's cabin while we can and investigate.
Definitely, before that stringy knot crewman comes back.
Stringy knot. It's Stroganoff, not Stringy Knot.
She's younger than you and she can remember that.
Take a little peek. Oh, the case is open.
Oh. That's right. Miss Borshevik isn't back yet. Susato. Oh! Where's she gone? Oh, okay. Hey, what are you doing? Those are her private things.
There's not a moment to waste, Naruhodo. We must investigate as quickly as we can.
I suppose you're right, for Kazuma's sake.
She's stealing.
Let me stare at these clothes.
Not just for Kazuma.
What do you mean?
It can't be long now until we arrive at port in Hong Kong. I don't want you to be in those handcuffs when we get there.
Really?
We must solve this case, Naruhodo, by ourselves if we have to.
I actually have no idea who's the culprit here. Still.
Yeah.
Alright, first thing, the books. What I wanted to investigate last time. All the books have toppled over together. Look, every single one.
Do you think that's a god of the sea, perhaps? He's toppled too, though. I think this is the same dialogue.
It's exactly the same as the bookcase next door. In Kazuma's cabin.
Perhaps Miss Borshevik was practicing a difficult ballet pose and fell against the bookcase?
I don't know. Would she really be practicing ballet on the same night she ran away from her ballet company?
Alright then. Must have been you. You lost your temper and knocked them all over in a fit of rage.
How the fuck did he get here? Then everything bad that happens on this ship is because of me, you know.
This is all your fault, Jafar. Well, anyway, I'll set them all straight again in here too. I don't like seeing things in disarray.
No!
She just
God
like
damn
me
it.
for real.
Okay, close then.
Naruhodo, are you there?
Sorry, I'm right here, yes, why?
Oh, good. I thought you might have climbed into the wardrobe when I wasn't looking. There's no place like home.
Believe me, I don't have some strange compulsion to jump inside every wardrobe I see, you know.
Well, anyway, I'm not sure anyone could fit inside this one. It's full of beautiful outfits. I suppose they're all stage costumes.
I was rather hoping we might find Miss Borshevik's friend hiding in there, but no such luck. What's this bag? Okay,
Yeah.
we can't investigate it.
Actually,
Oh, this, we can...
Oh, okay.
It's one of these next to the bed in Kazuma's cabin, too.
Yes, it's a bell cord. I can't resist.
She needs the bell. Barely hesitated there, and she gave it a good tug, too. Oh,
No, I didn't actually expect anyone to come.
that probably would be a bad idea because we were not supposed to
Yeah.
be here. We don't want to, we were trying to investigate in secret. God, what do you like,
Try the case next.
Danganronpa children?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my! Miss Borshevik's case is open.
it's completely empty inside, but according to the great detective's great deduction, she's hiding her special friend in there.
Yes, a friend that she had to keep secret.
Because you're not allowed to bring animals abroad, the SSL player.
Aboard.
Aboard. I keep saying abroad, I don't know why.
It's fine.
I wonder what kind of animal she had in there. More to the point, where is it now? Where is it now?
Going on.
Okay, we can investigate that, but I think there's more important things.
Oh. It would seem this teapot is empty.
So the natural conclusion is that the Russians are very thirsty people.
Or because Miss Borshevik only came into this cabin last night, she hasn't had the chance to make any tea yet? I mean, it could be either.
It's definitely that they're excessively thirsty. I lay 1,000 to 1 on it.
You're rather obstinate, aren't you, Naruhodo?
Is it bin?
Oh, there's
Okay.
a box. I suppose every cabin has a waste paper basket.
Shall we have a little look and see what's been thrown away?
With a peek. Naruhodo! It's poor etiquette to go sifting through someone's rubbish, you know?
Ugh, those eyes. She's looking right at me like I'm a piece of rubbish now.
However, these are special circumstances, I think.
Exactly, we have no choice. He's so excited. There's hardly anything in there at all.
Oh, well, that's a little disappointing.
Also, another plate on the floor.
Yeah. I wonder what this little saucer is doing on the floor.
Yes, doesn't look like there's... It doesn't look like it's been dropped, more like it was put there deliberately.
Ah, do you think there could be a leak in the roof just above here?
What?
Yeah, that's
A
totally
leak?
what's happening.
Yeah.
Is this ship quite safe?
I'm sure that even if there's a little leak in the roof, that doesn't mean the whole ship is going to sink.
No, you're right. Of course you're right.
She's really trying to persuade herself, isn't she? Afraid of a little sinking.
The desk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just a few books on the desk, nothing else by the looks of it.
Well, Miss Borshevik only ran away from the ballet last night. She's hardly occupied this cabin for any time at all.
It's true. I wonder what kind of books she likes to read.
Let me see. Yes, I see. It would seem that Miss Borshevik enjoys reading.
Thank you. Wish that's the word it ended.
Books written in Russian.
Oh, that's even better. Okay. Thanks. I think I probably already knew that.
It's rude to ask too much of people, Naruhodo. Kindly remember that. So true.
Okay,
What else?
it's a door, but, and,
Oh, there's the sign by the door, I guess.
there's the notice, yeah, it's the same as on Orsai probably. Ah yes, they're displayed in this cabin too. Look, the SS Alclair's rules of passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden.
I suppose Miss Borshevik realized that she needed to keep the contents of her case a secret after she read this. Her special friend, I mean.
I wonder what her friend has disappeared to now. It's probably having fun exploring the ship, I imagine.
I just hope Seaman Stroganoff doesn't find it and throw it overboard.
Oh, yes, so do I. Sounds very concerned. It's just the bed. I think it's just gonna progress when we investigate everything here.
Yeah.
This cabin door has the same simple sort of bolted latch that our cabin door has. The bolt's drawn across, there's no way anyone could enter the cabin from outside.
Yes, it's not a particularly heavy-duty bolt, is it? But still, it wouldn't slide across of its own accord, would it?
I guess. I don't know. It's heavy enough. Now, and the door is made of metal, so there's no chance of trickery using magnets to unbolt it from the outside.
And it seals up perfectly, too, to stop any seawater coming in. So you couldn't use the method you told me of passing a thread through a crack around the closed door, either.
Seem to know a lot of tricks for opening doors. I'm starting to see why they suspect me. Okay, well, anything else in this room? Oh, there's the vent. Okay.
Thus,
Yeah. This ventilator connects to Kazuma's cabin next door.
yes, although what a fool a shipbuilder must be to open a ventilator into another room.
Ah, maybe so that there's a gas leak next door. The occupant of this cabin would notice and raise the alarm.
Or the occupants of both cabins would die of gas poisoning.
That is a possibility. Anyway, last night Kazuma wrote that he saw a speckled band coming out of this ventilator. So what's the point of a ventilator if both are connected to a closed space? Are you ventilating like it's other person's air?
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing here. God, in the
The
like,
only place we haven't is the bed.
yeah, but you can't inspect the bed. You in this one spot for some reason, but it's marked.
I'm guessing, like when we leave, it might trigger something.
Yeah,
Or
probably.
just double check everything in the room to be
Yeah.
sure.
No, nothing.
Nothing in the picture. No.
And that's everything.
Yeah.
I can't converse. I guess we move outside. Oh, okay. Thought it froze for a second. Move. Really wait. Anything here? God. There's Bolshevik's cabin.
This could be our chance.
Okay, we were supposed to do this earlier. What?
Right. The burly sailor doesn't appear to be around at the moment. We could investigate every last inch of that cabin.
I'm not sure if we could go that far. We could certainly do with looking around more. Sure, we could learn something. Okay. Oh.
Oh.
Hello. He wasn't here last time, I don't think.
Oh, it's Mr. Holmes. Look.
Wow, you never know where he's going to turn up next, do you?
He seems to be stealing a look as he sings to himself.
Here we go. Tra-la-la-lira-lira-lay, I did it the great detective way. Still singing. Do you think he hasn't noticed us?
Or he's simply in extremely high spirits.
Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when the yard bit off more than it could chew. And through it all, when there was doubt, it's lucky Sherlock was about. The worst singing ever. Excuse me. I
Sherlock
solved
Holmes.
it all and I stood tall. I did it the great detective way. Oh, Mr. Sholmes.
They didn't correct that one.
Probably couldn't find it because it was in all caps.
Yeah.
What is it? We want to fight? Honestly, interrupting a fellow while he's singing. I was about to reach the climactic finish. Sorry, I thought you were never going to stop, so I figured that now is a good time as any. As good a time as any. Christ. I've nearly dropped you to the floor with one of my famous right hooks. Alright, I get the
picture.
picture.
So much it's like shitting the bitrate for me.
Just made destroying the bitrate dance. My god.
Mr. Holmes, you seem to be examining something before we interrupted you.
Ah yes, that. I was immersed in the study of the ship's log as penned by the stockily built crewman who's usually on guard here. Okay, I think that was his voice.
Oh, yes, the ship's log.
Did you find out anything useful from it? Well, after 2 AM this morning, the majority of the entries were blank. Which means there was nothing to report. Nothing of note happened, so... You truly are a student from the land of the rising sun. You've been utterly blinded by it. Ha ha ha. Sorry.
Everyone in this game is so racist.
Your logic, my boy, is inverted.
Whatever do you mean, Mr. Holmes?
Observe the other pages and all shall become clear. Would seem that the same crewman oft stands sentry in this first-class passageway. And he has an almost religious practice of recording nothing to report every half hour. Oh, he writes that in every 30 minutes.
Nothing to report?
Probably a terrible accent, but whatever.
It's good.
Precisely, but simply the seaman writes nothing to report when there is just that. And yet... Ship's log from last night was largely blank. He didn't even write nothing to report.
Do you mean...
Yes, there are circumstances afoot last night, which led to the seaman being absent from his post.
What kind of circumstances? What happened?
That remains a mystery for now, but we can be sure something significant took place. Pipe is probably empty too, he has it to look cool. So significant that it caused the seaman to forget his regular habit of scribbling nothing to report in the log. These are important details, I would stake my life on it. You must log the ship's log in your mental file. Ship's log has been entered into the mental file. No entries after 2
The
AM.
mental cunt.
Now that deduction was worthy of a great detective. Ah, you're starting to understand why my way is, I see. What my way is, I see. What makes Holmes, Holmes. Brilliance. Ha 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 ha. Stop laughing. Ooh, ouch. Diarrhea.
Ouch, oof.
What is it? Are you hurt? Oh, don't worry yourself. I seem to be afflicted with a throbbing head this morning for some reason. For some reason, nothing more. Well, my friends, until our next encounter. Until our next encounter. He's still saying to himself. I can hear it as he wanders off down the passageway. Nothing wrong, Susato? You seem lost in thought.
It's just... Well, I feel the same.
Sorry?
Ever since I woke this morning, I've had something of a headache. A sort of continuous throbbing.
Oh, you too? Okay. Maybe
I
now
feel
we
like the
can...
screen share's gone distinct from the audio a bit.
Okay, let me try to restart it.
Mind restarting the screen share?
Oh, something's happening.
Oh shit.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hang on.
We went inside her cabin.
Ah, what's that?
We've hit the iceberg! Shut down the engines immediately! Vessel set at a quarter-mile fore!
Oh boy.
Full stop! Hard to starboard! All hands, brace for impact!
Oh shit.
Guessing that's the captain. What the?
I think we're about to crash into another ship.
What? Oh shit.
I can't stand.
Susato, hold on to me! Wah! Susato, are you alright? Are you injured at all?
I think I'm fine. Thank you, Naruhodo.
Oh, the thing toppled over.
Oh
Because
shit.
it looks like we avoided a collision.
I think...
Yes, the ship has come to a stop.
Oh my goodness. What about you, Naruhodo? Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine. I was just trying to see... I thought the room was like still tilting.
Oh, the pictures fell over. The books fell over again.
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
Hello, is anybody in there? Shout if you need assistance. That sounds like nobody we've ever met. Oh, okay.
Inspector Hosonaga. That's fine. Is that you in there, Naruhodo? Unbolt the door, quickly!
Oh, the door bolted itself because the tilt.
Oh.
What? The bolt?
Look at that!
The door's bolted. Did you do that, Susato?
No! I didn't touch it!
Well, that's strange. How did... And look at all the books. Just like they were before again.
Naruhodo, aren't you going to open the door and let the inspector in?
I'd better tidy this place up first. What?
What do you mean? You're so stupid.
Why? Our violent emergency stop has solved one mystery at least, in the very vivid way. But I knew that what awaited us on the other side of the cabin door would not be pleasant. I hurry along, around tidying the cabin with a new sense of foreboding in my heart. Oh, wow, that's a short to be...
Continued.
A short chapter.
Yeah.
We've barely been streaming for an hour. I think this is the last part as well.
Damn, really?
I'm sure this is gonna be way longer. We were barely halfway when we stopped last time. Okay. Somehow, the door to the cabin we were in ended up bolted when we made an emergency stop. Susato took a deep breath, then gently slid back the bolt. Gently slid the bolt.
Uh-oh.
You! What are you doing in Miss Borshevik's quarters?
Ah, you both look unhurt. Good.
Yes, we're fine, thank you. What on earth happened? Heard something about how we were going to collide with another ship.
Yes, it appears to have been a false report, though.
Oh, how did that happen?
There's a dense fog outside, so it's extremely difficult to see. Someone must have thought he saw a ship ahead. This person obviously triggered the alarm, and that's why we made an emergency stop.
Everything is chaos. Passengers are screaming. Crew are running everywhere.
This first-class area is the only quiet part of the ship at the moment. Oh, I see.
Someone triggered the alarm? Does that mean that someone pressed that button outside?
Oh,
You wicked intruder!
this is you.
Hello?
Yeah?
I was reading it when you said that. Maybe
Oh, I
Discord
didn't
didn't
hear
pick me up.
Dressed in all black, you are the devil!
Sorry, me? I've been called a lot of things before, but devil is the first.
You opened my traveling case! How could you?
What? No, we didn't touch it.
Right, Miss Borshevik. It was already open when we came into your cabin.
Inspector!
Yes?
Arrest this man! I know he did it! He's a criminal! It is not enough that he killed a man!
You're cutting out a lot. I think your microphone is like not picking up the fucking...
I think it's my
high pitch.
Discord settings, because I'm looking at the bar
Oh, yeah.
on it.
Yeah, probably adjust it a bit, because I can't hear you.
Okay, wait. Clicking made it auto-advance.
Duh, and he is a stowaway as well. If Vixen promises not to steal chicken, do you believe?
Okay.
What?
Where's my fucking voice and video? Automatically determine input sensitivity.
Yeah, turn that off.
Okay, I turned it off.
Ah!
I think now you heard it. Ugh.
Take him away! He is a trespasser as well as everything else!
Oh my god.
Stowing away, trespassing, killing. She is right, you are devil.
It doesn't look good, does it?
There is cell below deck, throw him in. Tomorrow we dock in Hong Kong, then we give you straight to police.
Wait, a cell?
Please, Inspector Hosonaga, is there nothing you can do? This is a Russian vessel. I really have no jurisdiction here. After my last effort to appeal to the captain's good nature, I think I'm out of options.
Yeah, Jesus.
This is terrible.
Oh, this is terrible. This is a real crisis. I've got to find a solution. Immediately. But, oh, I have to, oh, okay. I can't present.
You can only examine or move.
Yeah, let's just run away. Everything can be investigated now.
Hey,
Just need to keep calm and focus on the task at hand, which is investigating.
Don't touch my things! You want me to show you where the crawfish hibernates?
Jesus Christ!
get his ass. Mr. Naruhodo, what do you think you're doing? Good lord.
Wow, everyone's attacking me, and I was just trying to think she was my friend. Oh, can you help me out of this mess? Hang on. Oh.
What?
He's always just off screen. What the... What are you doing up there? Mr. Sholmes! Mr.
Oh, he's
Holmes!
wearing the fucking tiara.
What the fuck are
Why
you...
is he doing that?
What an image, he looks like Wally. Naturally, I was analyzing what a weight of 20,000 rubles feels like on one's head.
That's thievery.
Have I not told you that as a detective it is my business to know what other people do not? This isn't a mere tomfoolery, my boy. Oh no, no. Well, why were you hanging from that hook there before then? Isn't it obvious to properly assess the weight of the 20,000 rubles, naturally? I wish to determine if it would bend that conceited-looking hook on the wall, so full of brag and bounce. Who's gonna break it? I never know whether to take this man seriously or not.
Ah, you again, the great detective.
Ah, Inspector, I confess I've been looking for you. I have something to report to you most urgently.
Well, you might try looking for me somewhere other than a hook on the wall next time.
What is to report? Speak! An urgent report from a great detective can mean but one thing. Yes. The case of the curious murder that took place last night, here on this vessel, the steamship All Claire, has been solved by me, naturally. What?
Really?
Yes, I have eliminated all other possibilities. No other explanations exist. So, allow me to illuminate all of your minds. For I am about to reveal my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case.
Okay, buddy, get on with it.
Another one of these, okay. Ha! You have solved it. Even a hedgehog understands this case. We all knew this work was responsible for killing student boy this morning when we found criminal in wardrobe. It is this stowaway, and he has handcuffs to prove it. That's not evidence, that's after the fact.
Can you say, like, criminal, but, like, roll your R really hard?
Criminal!
Yeah!
I didn't do it.
What does it mean? The trouble is, there doesn't appear to be anyone else who could have killed the victim. Because, as everyone knows, the cabin door was bolted shut from the inside. That means the culprit must be someone who is inside the cabin. Yes, it's what's called a locked room mystery in detective stories.
Duh, locked room, that is point.
The room was locked.
This is a fucking roller coaster on my vocal cords right now. Well, I can't deny that.
Sorry.
There's no way the bolt could have been drawn across from outside the cabin. You are all quite mistaken. The cabin next door is not a so-called locked room at all.
What?
Oh yeah, oh yes, there is another entrance. Because I don't want to just give him my normal pitch.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fair.
An entrance used last night by the culprit in order to gain access to the cabin despite the bolted door.
What other entrance? We never discovered one.
You're about to say the ventilator that has the grates in it.
That's sus.
Why, it gapes open-mouthed at you even as we speak. Okay. The ventilator, man!
The ventilator?
You think this is funny? I cannot even put my arm through that hole.
Yeah, but you're built like a brick shithouse.
It's because your arms are built like a brick shithouse.
You're suggesting that the culprit entered and left the victim's cabin through that tiny opening? It's not possible.
God. But it is. And last night, the victim even witnessed the intruder in the act of passing through the ventilator.
Mr. Holmes, do you mean... Are you referring to the words Kazuma wrote in his diary? 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Why does he do
Precisely, my dear madam. What did you say?
that? I forgot.
Okay.
Oh, I was saying, why does he do that? He's like waving his fucking arm around. What does it mean? What is this speckled band?
This was their first game with motion capture, so they really went all out. I mean, you've seen how he fell down. The answer to that particular conundrum is in this very cabin.
Oh, we're gonna do one of these again.
Mr. Holmes, what are you doing? There's a distinct element of danger, but fear not, I am ready. What I am about to expose for you all to see will shock you all to your cores. Behold!
Yeah!
What the? Oh,
Oh. Oh, okay.
alright. Snake.
That's not speckled though.
Allow me to introduce you all. The band. The speckled band.
It's not
A
speckled,
snake? Is he talking about like the rings? Indubitably. Yes, indubitably.
though.
Snake.
I like how he hasn't reacted to the snake on his head yet.
I think it was already on his head because he had those like marks.
Oh.
Mr. Holmes, just one thing. Pray, what troubles you? Well, that snake isn't really speckled, is it? Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh, hello, Iker. Holmes, do you not have eyes that think as stripes, not specks? Looks more stripy, wouldn't you say? Hello, hello. Hmm.
Yes, you're right. I think in this case you'd have to call it the striped band, wouldn't you?
Maybe the snake was wearing like a thigh-high sock. Imagine. You both see and observe with distinction, however. Do you not think that is precisely the trap into which the culprit wishes you to fall?
Oh my goodness, really? It's a trap?
Exactly. I think perhaps it is time I explain the intricacies of my train of thought. Are you ready, Miss Bolshevik?
I'm sorry for the young man who died, but that is all. This death has nothing to do with me. This whole thing has nothing to do with me.
There are two conclusions I have drawn from the facts. Number one,
Burger
last
King?
night your friend
Cold-blooded.
infiltrated the victim's cabin.
Oh,
I was drinking a drink. And number two, the same friend was responsible for the victim losing his life.
no.
He's turned as white as a bowl of rice again. Nothing changed. Holmes must be right, he hit the nail on the head.
This young woman's friend killed Mr. Asuki?
Oh, he's trying to say something. It's as he had speed with a snake coil around his head. I want to find as little movement as possible, Seaman. You wouldn't want the fangs of that long friend in your neck. And so everyone, let us begin. I can mute both of my mics when I do that, so...
It's okay.
Oh. Sherlock Holmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular.
He's gonna own those SJWs, dude.
More owning.
Oh, here we go again.
The owning is afoot. Intruders. Identity. Ms. Bolshevik, moments ago you claimed the following. His death is nothing to do with me. The whole thing is nothing to do with me. Yet you cannot deceive yourself. Oh. Yes, when you recall those horrid events, your aching heart smarts with pain. I think it's her hand. Probably. Doing the Nagito thing. And it is very plain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. Holmes almost still lives. So we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stormed the victim's cabin on that portentous night?
Anxious?
Why, naturally, it was the friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not? Ah, as I suspected, another telltale glance. And without doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us. And yet, that fact leaves us in a quandary.
Why does he have to use so many
God.
words? Oh,
The victim's written observations on the night question tell of a speckled band. As regrettably, the specimen's markings do not fit the description in any way. What explanation can we give, pray? What was this sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? Jesus, okay, you're really like...
he's looking in her pocket.
No, don't look at me. This has nothing to do with any of this.
Oh, but it does. You have to answer to this query, even now, hidden behind your back. Oh,
Oh,
he really was wearing a sock. Yes, which we're not hiding, but found to conceal can only be the snake's sleuthed skin. Evidently, even the subtle and horrible crime, this most deadly friend of yours shed its original skin, no?
I don't know what you're talking about. Talking about.
Last night, through the ventilator visible in this cabin, your then speckled friend slithered next door. Using the bell cord on the other side as a bridge, the serpent silently descended onto the victim's quarters. In the dim light, it appeared to the very young gentleman who was about to lose his life as a speckled band. In summary, the nature of this friend of yours, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a rare breed of snake whose markings change each time it sleeves its skin.
can they do that?
A snake so dreadful can only imagine it would be found in the deepest depths of India. Okay. A beloved speckled snake. Oh my god. Moving on, we continue. We come to the heart of the matter, the grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life, and why? According to the data of which I have apprised, it would appear there are no visible signs of injury. Ah! Those are my favorite ones.
Where he spins around.
Yeah. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom. He was not poisoned.
Yeah, there wasn't any trace or injury that they found. So I guess he was like suffocated?
Yeah, strangled
So
maybe.
hard?
Now, if we take that as fact, we can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to have found it at the scene of the crime.
Oh no, could there be?
Yes, an examination of the deceased body will prove the cause of death conclusively. I think it's the writing probably here.
Yeah.
The almost but not quite imperceptible puncture wounds left by the venomous fangs will seal the truth. Yes, the vestige of the snake bite delivered by your terrifying friend.
This makes no sense.
There's no point feigning ignorance, Miss Bolshevik. After the incident, you endeavored to hide everything, didn't you? This is a long one.
Yeah.
But now your involuntary glance betrays your hiding place you chose. That's right, you hid the evidence that links to the victim's death in that traveling case. When we first met in this cabin, it came up to my attention that your case moved periodically. The Osepan assassin was restless inside, no doubt.
You don't. Amelie?
Amelie?
Amelie? I cook an egg with a spoon.
It was stunning that the victim made note of a low whistling sound that he heard minutes before his end. That was your signal, was it not? The sound you had used to train your serpent friend.
To train?
That's good.
Indeed, you put the serpent through this ventilator, and wait. After a period, you'd summon it back with a whistle.
I don't think she would do like a fucking cowboy whistle.
You would know the animal neck had done its duty, so it would listen for signs of life next door. When the victim appeared not to have been dispatched, you'd release the snake once more. Do you deny the snake has undergone such training?
It's not true.
Having slithered through the ventilator down the bell core, the creature only needed to sink its fangs in once. And its venom would course through the victim's veins, ending his existence forever. That is the true nature of the speckled band that took this poor man's life. There can be no doubt my logic is infallible.
Or is it?
It's gonna take like fucking 2 hours.
I turned it into a Wendy's barbecue sauce packet.
God. Thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of the speckled band. Fucking die.
So true.
Christ. Miss Bolshevik has trained her pet snake as a killing machine. There, on the floor, you will observe a saucer of milk.
What?
The promise of food is the key to training any creature. The famous milk-drinking snakes. The character ever. Incredible. You've solved the mystery.
Amazing! Your great deduction really lives up to its name. I see now why Sherlock Holmes has become such a household name.
They're being sarcastic. I guess not.
No, this is for real.
My dear man, it was nothing remarkable, as the Russians say. I could have done it with one left hand.
Ah. Could I venture an opinion, Mr. Holmes?
But of course, what's on your mind? You sucked.
It's just about your deductions before. Some things don't quite make sense to me.
I welcome questions asked as to my method, and we will answer both loudly and proudly.
Oh, well, good. First of all, it sucked. It's fine.
Has more than one brain cell, yeah. Sometimes.
Snakes are egg-laying creatures, part of the reptile family.
You are well informed, madam.
And reptiles, don't drink milk. It's really only mammals that like to drink milk, you see. So, I'm not sure it would be possible to train a snake using milk as a reward.
No matter, no doubt Miss Bolshevik has used some other treat to encourage her pet to do her bidding. Milk was merely an example, the logic holds.
Does it? Well, there is something else. Snakes have no ears.
Ah.
Yeah, so I'm not sure it would really be possible to signal to a snake by whistling.
But madam, what of the tales from Arabia? Have you not heard of the snakes that dance to the sounds of a flute?
I think perhaps the performers play their music in times with the snake's natural movements.
Oh, I see. No hands, no feet, no ears. These creatures are so inept to be particularly useless.
He's so mean!
Don't take it out of the snakes, Mr. Holmes.
There is one other thing.
You have more?
He seems shocked at it. Snakes use the scales on their bellies to propel themselves. So, I'm not really sure that a snake could manage to climb up a flat bell cord like the ones in these cabins.
And it should try harder! He's so angry.
Jesus. Please, don't be angry with me, Mr. Holmes. The point is,
He's right.
even if the snake had gone through the ventilator to the next door cabin, it couldn't have come back without help. What I'm trying to say is that there are a number of reasons why it's difficult to imagine the snake could have had a part in this.
So sad.
He looks like his neck is broken.
God.
I think we need to step in and help again, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh no, you don't mean...
Yes, we need to modify Mr. Holmes's latest deductions and turn them into the great ones they ought to be.
I had a feeling that was coming. Alright, let's give it a try. Just what I was waiting for, Mr. Naruhodo.
What?
Yes, right. So, cast your eyes down to your wrists again. What?
Oh my god.
How many times are we gonna see his hands? You've done it again!
Your handcuffs are gone! Where did they go?
Fear not, I shall see that they're restored after our work is done. Even though they don't even suspect me anymore at this point. I really wish you'd
Yeah,
leave them
I do.
off. I can keep them, they look good on you. Now everyone, let us begin. Sherlock Holmes is proud
reminds
to
me-
present his logic and reasoning spectacular. What did you say?
That reminds me, this Tumblr post I saw. Someone had a dream that, the new trend was people trying to get arrested in Sonic cosplay so they could, quote-unquote, get those rings. Like, the handcuffs were meant to be, like, rings, and it ended, like, with people being banned from cosplaying Sonic.
What the fuck? Why? They're not even gold.
Yeah, but, like, close enough.
You could buy a bracelet or something like a normal person.
No, they had to be arrested. It's the only way.
She does have a pained expression on her face.
Yes, that's true. She looks as though Kazuma's death is weighing heavily on her mind.
You're not sure Mr. Holmes said her quite correctly, is that it? There'd be some other way to interpret her expression then. Let's take a... okay.
Let's take a moment and really look very closely at Miss Bolshevik.
Yeah, the obvious thing is the hand, but I'm gonna look around a bit.
Her aching hair.
Hmm.
Oh, her hand has a scratch on it. What the heck?
Oh, yeah, okay, that's... I need to use the WASD for this.
Claw scratch. Oh, Naruhodo, look! That looks like a very painful wound.
Okay, I can press space to examine without presenting. That's good.
Okay.
Looks like a scratch made by some kind of small animal. Fairly recently, too.
Well, whatever scratched her doesn't appear to be around here.
I guess maybe she has a pet cat?
How many animals does she bring here?
Yes, when you recall those horrid events, that claw scratch smarts with pain. Indeed, and simple observation reveals the wound is fresh. Miss
Audio
Bolshevik,
jungle.
did you in fact receive that scratch? Sometime last night?
I think about the young man who died next door. I feel so sad. And when I am sad, the pain from this wound is worse.
You know how it is.
Yeah. And it is that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. So we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that saw into the victim's cabin that portentous night? Why, naturally, was the friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not? Ah, as I suspected, another telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend is the riding serpent we see before us. Okay. Seems like the scratch mark on the back of Miss Borshevik's hand was made by this friend of hers, doesn't it? Except, snakes don't have claws, do they?
No, they don't. They don't even have hands or feet on which claws might grow.
Well then, that snake isn't her pet. What is? What's the true identity of this pet of hers?
We should follow her gaze, Norihodo. That's where we'll find the answer.
Stroganov. Oh. Okay. Well,
Photograph frame.
There's
You
a-
can inspect it with it present.
yeah.
She does have a snake there. Wait, no. What? Kitty!
Yay. Look at the photograph in this frame.
Every time I do it.
Oh, and it
speed
has a
up.
bell too.
Yeah. Oh! True. She is exceptionally beautiful, isn't she?
Yes, that's true. But personally, it's the little black creature she's holding that's caught my eye.
Little
Maybe we'd better
creature.
take a closer look at this. Oh, okay, so I think if I presented the frame it wouldn't work. Which is a little,
Little kitten.
a little dumb, but okay.
Yeah, present it.
Yes!
Little
Where's
kitten,
the
I will
little meow
protect you. Without doubt, your friend is the little kitten we see before us. Yes, the scratch on the back of your hand makes that abundantly clear.
Oh no!
The whereabouts of this black kitten isn't clear, but what is clear is that you brought this animal with you when you ran away, didn't you? Oh,
Blackie. Fuck's sake.
Blackie is my best friend. I couldn't leave her behind.
Black, you would
Maggie
appear
in
to
this
be
game?
a Russian blue. What did you...
Wait, Russian blue? Russian blues aren't black.
And yeah, that leaves us in a quandary.
Something like that.
The victim's written observations on the night in question tell of a speckled band. Whereas regrettably, the specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. I believe they put Maggie in this game.
I know.
What explanation can we have, pray? Can we then give, pray? What was that fell upon the victim's eyes last night?
No, don't look at me. This has nothing to do with any of this.
Oh, but it does. You have the answer to this quandary, even now, hidden behind your back. Yes, that with which you are trying to, but failing to conceal, can only be the snake's sleuthed skin. Okay.
Did you see that? She just took something out of her pocket and hid it behind her back.
She just left it in her pocket, no one would ever have known.
Oh, yes. Ploys like that are Mr. Holmes' speciality. He's ever so cleverly forced her to reveal something.
What deduction was his specialty? Or maybe making me believe that that was a ploy too.
Anyway, I find it hard to believe that's the skin of a snake.
In which case, just what is Miss Bolshevik hiding behind our back?
Her sins.
Right ear.
Right ear, left ear.
Oh,
Can it go down? Robert, it goes down. What? Snake's skin. What is that?
yeah, there's something there. Well, it is speckled and it is a band, but what is it? It seems to be soft and fluffy, a long piece of cloth of some sort. And it looks like a handle at one hand,
Oh, it's a toy.
or a cat's toy.
I think it may be a cat's toy. This sort is common in the West, apparently.
Was that a toy for cats?
Cats like to chase the band around and paw at it.
Hmm.
Kittens in particular love that sort of play. You only need to wave it in front of them, and they pounce to catch it.
Haha, that sounds positively adorable.
Maggie actually has a really similar toy.
Nice.
It's like a fuzzy fluffy string on a stick. She loves it. She will pick it up in her mouth and she will carry it to our door to like let us know that she wants attention from us.
Nice.
Like at night and stuff.
My
as
sister's
well.
cat prefers to just
morning.
like play with bags and shit.
Yes!
Silly moment.
Yes, the thing you are trying to, but failing to conceal, is a cat's toy. And precisely, in the true nature of the now infamous speckled band. Ah! Oh, okay. And there was this toy that you dangled through the ventilator.
Why?
You waved it around, I presume. Naturally, the victim could not fail to notice it. But why?
How'd you get up there?
For what reason? Yeah. My dear boy, there can only be one answer to that. After a feline friend disappeared through the ventilator into the neighboring cabin, Ms. Bolshevik attempted to use a speckled cat's toy to incite the creature to return. Ah. In summary, the nature of this friend of Ms. Bolshevik, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime. Yeah, it's cute. It's a blithesome Russian blue breed of a cat by the name of Blackie. A truly troublesome feline, young Blackie is proving to be. She must be caged once found. You will forgive us for borrowing the photograph of your pet, Miss Bolshevik. Okay.
Yeah.
It was after I gave her food last night. That's when it happened. She scratched the back of my hand and then ran up to the bell cord. Before I could do anything, she had disappeared through the ventilator.
Oh my god.
Lucky. She's so naughty.
She's just like Maggie for
She's
real.
so naughty.
Gotta need water.
Yeah.
This is only half of it, god. Okay, solved. I don't wanna be too loud either, because they're gonna think I'm insane.
It happens.
Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter. The grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life, and why? According to the data of which I have apprised, what appeared there were no visible signs of injury. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom.
What Mr. Holmes says is true. There were no signs of a wound anywhere on Kazuma's body.
That's right. Mr. Holmes seems to be unaware of one very important detail. Kazuma wasn't poisoned.
Yes, it would seem so. Let's give him the information he's missing now.
I have to present the file, I presume.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yes!
In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by the post-mortem report. Ah yes, I knew it was one or the other.
No, you didn't.
Isn't that quads?
Indeed, the breaking of the cervical vertebrae is fatal, only that Goliath would be strong enough to survive that. Even strong enough isn't so immoral freak, you know.
Yeah, he is.
The jury is out. Anyway, we found good authority that the
He's
victim's
doing
neck
the,
is
the
broken.
Phoenix pose, but
Yeah.
like standing up.
Yeah. It was like he was like, his spine was gonna like break in half there. Now, if we take it
Yeah.
as fact, we can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime.
Oh no, could there be?
Yes, an examination of the deceased's body will prove the cause of death conclusively. Wow.
Conclusively.
Kazuma died because his neck was broken. In other words, he was probably struck by something, or someone.
Yes, that's a distinct possibility. As of yet, no weapon has been found, though.
Presumably Blackie didn't silently creep up behind Kazuma and deal him a fatal blow.
I hope she did. I suppose it's possible that he had a fall and hit the ground awkwardly.
Oh no, do you think like the tilt like made him like bump the
shit.
back of his head or no, that was his neck. So he got bumped by something because of the tilt, maybe.
It could have been a terrible act of misfortune that he broke his neck completely by accident.
Oh yes, a bad fall could explain it.
It's rather hard to believe of Kazuma, though. He wasn't a clumsy man.
We need to fix this deduction somehow. Anything from the scene that could explain what happened.
I guess the scene on the floor?
Mark on the floor maybe, because he had the shoes and this mark was made.
There's the bell.
Let's examine it maybe. This could prove, I guess, that he slipped somehow.
Oh, true, yeah.
Yeah, let's try it, I guess.
Yes!
Yes, an examination of the mark on the floor will prove the cause of death conclusively. This particular mark, I guess I was right. So prominently visible
Yeah.
next to the victim's body is a deposit of shoe polish.
Oh, that's why he yelled shoe polish, yeah.
Shoe polish!
Indeed, positively identified by a single little analysis device I have constructed, which I carry now as a matter of course.
Oh, really?
Beeswax, tallow, and dye were my results. The undeniable ingredients of shoe polish.
Did he lick it or something?
I hope. And the color of the shoe polish is a perfect match to the color of Asugi's laced leather shoes. Looking at this mark, it's not hard to imagine what happened. For some reason, or maybe like the bell got left behind and he just like stepped on it and slipped or something.
Yeah.
Mr. Sugi could have caught his foot at that point on the floor and tripped.
Please, no!
And by a dreadful turn of misfortune, caught his neck against some immovable object as he fell on the floor. Suffering a fatal blow to the spine, the victim's vertebrae shattered, and in that instant, he lost his life.
You know, if you want me to voice her, I can.
I don't think it's gonna be that much longer of voicing her.
Yeah, fair.
I don't know anything about this.
Is that really true, Miss Bolshevik? What about the evidence left at the scene where Mr. Zorgi lost his life? Oh, now it's gonna be the bell. Yes, the facts are clear as day to me. You did all you could to conceal the incriminating evidence. Now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right, you hid the evidence that links to the victim's death in that traveling case. Okay, so there's probably a bell piece somewhere.
I don't believe it. Kazuma merely tripped over, and now he's no more? It can't be true. I refuse to accept it.
Now it's hard to believe, but the mark on the floor does seem to suggest that's what happened.
But
And if this part of Mr. Holmes's deduction is right, Ms. Bolshevik is trying to hide some evidence that would prove it. Here in this cabin, somewhere in the direction that she just cast her eyes.
where, I wonder?
I wonder if it's behind the top of this case.
Yeah.
I'll go look around, the answer must be here somewhere. Yeah, that's the tiara. I can't really move this around too much.
Can you, like, look in the case? Is there something in it? Maybe inspect the waste paper basket?
Nothing in here. That's a bit strange that we can't move
That's right.
the camera
It
around.
wasn't a sneak, after all.
No, it's a little kitten she calls Blackie, not is anywhere to be seen now. Seems to have let itself out of the case and gone exploring.
I expect it's wrapped itself around someone's head somewhere, trying to make a new friend.
Either that or it's scratching their hand in the process. Or it's scratching their hand to pieces. Point is, where has it got to? Let's look at the... That's not... Okay, that was a mispress.
Misclick.
Yeah.
This is a waste paper basket. Perhaps all the first-class cabins have them.
Oh, the joys of being rich. But Miss Bolshevik only started occupying this cabin late night. Presumably there's not much rubbish in there yet. Oh?
Oh, there it is.
Oh, what's that?
It's a broken piece of glass, isn't it?
Oh, what's in here? Yes, it is. Okay, I've seen it somewhere before.
If it looks familiar, perhaps it's more than your mind simply playing tricks on you.
Okay, can I... Guess I can present the basket.
Yeah.
Yes!
That's right, you hit the events that links you to the victim's death in that waste paper basket. Let's load the image again. Here we have a fragment of some intricate glass objects. It would seem that one has a familiar air, in fact. Precisely, we found another piece of broken glass on the floor in Mr. Asogi's cabin. And as you can see, the two pieces fit together perfectly.
Oh no!
So, Miss Bolshevik, shall we consider what this tells us? Why would it be a part of this glass object, which now has evidently broken at the scene of the victim's death, should be found in the waste paper basket in your cabin?
Sounded like you went to another room just to say that.
You're well acquainted with this glass bell, are you not?
I don't.
I don't know. Is that what... in that hushed Russian accent of yours? Won't save you this time, dear girl. Why? Because we have conclusive evidence linking you to the bell in question.
What?
Take it away, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes. As I'm linking Miss Bolshevik in the little glass bell, that would be, I guess, the picture, right? I think.
Yeah.
Has to
It's
be.
got the cat wearing the bell after
Yeah.
all.
Yes!
Look at this photograph, you can clearly see, hanging from Blackie's collar, the very glass bell in question. Oh no, she's gonna have a breakdown. Oh no.
Well, that'll be fun.
The truth caught up with you, Miss Bolshevik. My young man who lost his life last night did so after a truly inauspicious fall.
Inauspicious.
And the cause of that fateful stumble?
Oh, here we go.
Your absent feline friend, Blackie.
I couldn't. I couldn't tell anyone.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
God.
Death by tripping over a cat.
Solved. Pack it
What
up,
a
boys.
sad death.
Yeah.
Elementary.
Elementary.
People do actually die from like tripping over like nothing and like breaking their fucking neck and shit.
Yeah.
Baffling.
Why don't you tell us now, Miss Bolshevik? That's exactly what happened last night.
It was a little after 1 in the morning. It was so late. I hadn't the time to feed Blackie.
God, hang on.
I can do it if you really
It
want.
was late, but I hadn't the time to feed Blackie, so I gave her some food.
Yeah. cat moment. People do say that cats become very anxious and nervous in new environments. She was... Sorry. Yes, modern science suggests that animals can carry infectious diseases. It's a precaution, really. That was Holmes, not him. Oh, that's her now.
Oh my god, my mic was muted again.
Wait, was it? Oh, shit.
Fuck, okay. Well, then what
How
I'm
long
doing
was it
today.
muted for?
I think it was just muted for like a minute or two.
Like when you were coughing?
Yeah,
Okay.
god.
There was
I
nothing
guess I
else I
didn't
could
miss
do.
it.
I just had to wait until she got calmed down. But then,
Oh.
Yeah. God damn it.
I nearly passed out with shock. I had her cry out, and then, oh, it was such a dreadful bang. Then afterwards, nothing. It was totally silent.
Kazuma was.
From the appearance of the brown mark on the floor, seems likely that what you heard was the victim stepping on the glass bell and tripping up.
I think it was only muted for like a minute, so it might not even need to redub it
Yeah.
again or something.
The SSL Claire is a large vessel, but even she can pitch and roll violently without warning. If Mr. Asugi was already off balance as a result of the ship lurching when the kitten got under his feet, a combination of unfortunate factors could easily have caused him to fall over. But what became of the kitten afterwards?
In the end, I managed to get her to come back through the ventilator.
Yet Blackie is nowhere to be seen.
I must have forgotten to lock my case. And now she's disappeared again.
Gracious, that cat is as insufferably restless as I am. Well, he knows something about himself at least.
When I woke this morning, I heard a young man in the next cabin. In the cabin next to mine had died. But I couldn't bring myself to tell anyone what had happened. I was too scared. Scared that they would send me back.
Oh, hold on a minute. What about the snake?
You're right, where is it?
The snake isn't your friend, Miss Bolshevik, then whose is it, and where did it come from? What on earth is that dangerous creature doing on board this ship? Oh, it's his, I guess.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, I didn't say. Snake is my friend. His name is Piroshko. Hmm? What? What?
You know how it is. That snake belongs to you?
He escaped from a cage when emergency alarm sounded. I was looking for him. I did not expect to find him in here. Yes, how did that snake get into this cabin?
Animals are not permitted on board.
Ha! We are at sea for 1 year. You want to be so long without close friend, without someone who understands? Couldn't you find someone a little more human who understands you better? But my dear
They would
burly
get it.
fellow, a gargantuan venomous snake, surely you can appreciate the danger you're putting everyone in. No venom. Hmm? Piroshko does not have venom. He is harmless, very long, but very gentle. He is adorable, like Granny. It's venomless? Yes, now he is hungry, so he is in bad mood. But once I feed him, you will see big smile. And you feed him what? Milk, I suppose? Ha! Like they say, they milk chickens. Ridiculous. Snakes that drink milk are only in stupid stories. Piroshko eats mouses. Big, fat, round mouses. Ah, oh, so... Is that what the mousetrap in the passageway out there is for? Of course. How else can I catch my friend's favorite food? Nothing says top of the food chain like the look in their eyes right now. Oh, he's eyeless.
true. Oh,
He's destroyed. And refuses to drink milk. It can't hear a whistle, and it can't climb up a bell cord, and it's not even venomous. How the deuce did something so inept land a starring role?
stay mad.
It's not my fault. I do not make up stories. My Piroshko has nothing to do with this incident. My god. That's what happened. It's the truth behind my best friend's tragic death. God.
I'd be upset too.
Yeah. Okay.
Miss Borshevik? I understand the difficult situation you found yourself in, and I do sympathize. But please remember this.
A man died because of you.
A young man lost his life. If you're going to attempt to cover up your guilt with lies, then no matter what the circumstances, I cannot forgive you.
But
What are you talking about, Miss Mikotoba? What lies? Miss Borshevik just confessed everything. It was just a series of unfortunate events. An accident. I'm no great detective like Mr. Holmes. I don't have a gift for knowing the truth. But even I can see that was not the truth. Don't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo?
Just there's more. Be perfectly
more.
honest, yes. The discrepancy in Miss Borshevik's story, I'm sure of it. I just can't quite put my finger on it. I confess. I was intending to let Scotland Yard deal with any outstanding issues of this matter. Oh! I am only present here for a very specific reason. The truth is, you, Mr. Naruhodo, simply a distraction. A distraction?
Oh.
I do hope you've not been fighting your shackles too uncomfortable. Well... Ah! Not again. When did he do that? Especially as they're on your wrists as a result of my intervention. I was rather hoping I could resolve matters before we made our next port call. You were Mr. Holmes? You were Mr. Holmes? Yes, but I overlooked one important detail. The deceased young man was a very close companion of yours. Was he not? Yes. Kazuma was my closest friend. I owed him my freedom, even. In that case, we must follow this to its conclusion. No further distractions. We must uncover the real truth here, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, whatever that may be. Key to this is the discrepancy in Miss Bolshevik's story, I'm sure. I can chase that down, maybe the truth will become clear. How do I... what? Oh. Truth about how you really died. What the scene in that cabin... in your cabin really came to be. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Excellent.
Thank you, Mr. Naruhodo.
So then, shall we begin? Yes! We should ponder first. It's the victim who lost his life in the cabin that was bolted shut from the inside. Was this truly an unfortunate accident? Was it in fact no accident at all? That's what we must establish in the first instance. Well, we've already established it, haven't we? The man tripped over the kitten that had climbed into his cabin via the ventilator. Tragic,
Wait, that's
yes.
me. Fuck.
Oh, okay, I thought that
The
was
man tripped
Holmes.
over the kitten that had climbed into his cabin by the ventilator. Tragic, yes, but still an accident.
Hold it!
Oh, okay.
Oh, what?
Wait, let's just take a step back. Doesn't make sense if that's really what happened, does it?
I'm going to have to ask you to spell it out for me, I'm afraid.
Yes, it's starting to take shape now. There's a clear contradiction between the facts in Miss Bolshevik's story here. Evidence is right here in Kazuma's cabin, it's undeniable, because it's the writing. That couldn't possibly have been a mere accident.
Really?
Well, let's show our hand, Mr. Naruhodo. Time to present the evidence. Proves unequivocally
Oh,
that
you
the
get
victim's death
strikes
was
now.
no mere accident. I think the crime scene photograph.
Yeah,
I
with the
believe.
writing.
Can't think of anything else, to be honest.
Yes!
The truth is clearly recorded in this photographic print. There's no way that Mr. Asugi could have left this message on the floor.
That script, it's Russian, isn't it?
Indeed it is. The word written means wardrobe.
I see what you mean. Most people would leave a dying message in their native language. Japanese in this case.
But maybe he's studying Russian. It's a simple language. He could have picked that up very fast.
That doesn't seem likely. It's actually not the point. It makes no difference whether he knew Russian or not.
Sorry, what do you mean?
Exactly what I said before. There's no way that Mr. Asugi could have left this message on the floor. And the reason why is clearly explained in here. Damage to the cervical vertebrae resulting in instant death. Instant death.
Oh. Ah!
Which means, after the victim fell to the floor, he couldn't have possibly written anything. And Holmes is like, oh, that post-mortem report is outdated, he lived for a few
Truing.
minutes. Because he was already dead.
Omae wa mu shinderu.
God.
That's not the only reason either. There's something else we found in Mr. Asugi's cabin. A remnant of something that couldn't possibly have been there if what Miss Bolshevik told us was true. What?
Usato has noticed it too then. There's something else that gives the truth away. That proves that this was no accident. In other words... I don't remember, hang on.
Audio jungle.
Dangling from the ventilator. I don't think that's it. No traces of external injury or poison. think it's
Have we
the
read the ship's log?
Nothing to report, nothing to report.
Okay, nothing to report started around 1:30.
Beef stroganoff,
So-
nice.
Beef stroganoff. Maybe it is. I think save here just to be sure before we present anything, because we're not sure what it is.
Yeah,
And we've got like an hour to go.
yeah, I think maybe we might be able to prove that they were in cahoots, but I think that may be thinking too far ahead as well, and it's gonna punish us for it.
Maybe.
Let's try.
Yes!
Okay, that was wrong.
I think.
Okay. The scene of an accident.
Okay. Or the presence of something you wouldn't. Compendiously, that's not a word. You're making things up.
Doesn't. Okay. More than Mr. Holmes does, anyway.
I like that he says "I see" when it's probably gonna be like fucking. It was probably Naruhodo in Japanese because pun.
Yeah. The mark on the floor.
Yes!
Yeah, it was the skid mark. This
Oh,
piece of
okay.
broken glass next to the mark on the floor. I just thought we already went over that. He tripped on the bell.
Yeah.
So I thought that was already like there was no need to repeat that. But okay.
Yeah. Can be kind of confusing. But that's the glass bell the kitten had around its neck. We already know all about that. It was broken in half when the victim tripped over the cat and fell. So we already have a satisfactory explanation. Where's the flaw in that logic?
Unfortunately, there's a very big flaw, a fatal flaw.
What?
That's really what happened. Then how did one half of the bell end up back here in this cabin?
Ah,
I guess we both just accepted that she went in there and took it back for... Because I thought that maybe
Yeah.
she just got scared, thought she would be found out that that the cat was there and like found one
Yeah.
piece but not the other somehow. I don't know.
would you care to explain that, Miss Bolshevik?
Oh no.
Both the pieces of the evidence clearly point to the same conclusion. That when Mr. Isugi died last night in his cabin, there was someone else in the room. And that same person deliberately arranged the scene to disguise the truth. In order to cover up his or her own guilt.
Yes, there was someone else present in Mr. Asugi's. Oh,
You are wasting time! Someone else was there? Duh, of course, we know this! What are you talking about? Bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. There was no way in or out.
oh, yes.
God. And only one person in the cabin when the young student died. Was you.
Yes!
Yes!
Yeah, it was me.
It's true, I was in the cabin when it happened. You were shot inside the cabin wardrobe, to be precise about the details. But I don't know Russian, and there's no way I could have left that message. Not would have, there's no way you could have left that message. Be precise about the details. Would you mind? Oh, give me my idea, fellow.
Shut the fuck up.
As I was saying, that person in question wrote the word wardrobe in Russian on the floor. An attempt to incriminate me for the crime, even though I had been sleeping there the entire time. And then, the same person picked up the broken
was
glass
me.
bell. Oh, that's okay.
And then the same person picked up the broken glass bell that had fallen to the floor. For fear of it becoming evidence that would show how Mr. Asugi really died.
I'm not sure how the other piece got left behind.
But
Oh,
why
okay.
wouldn't this person have taken all the pieces of the bell away?
I'm glad the game agrees to needs to be explained.
Leaving half behind was always going to raise questions.
Yes, well, it was past 1 o'clock in the early hours of the morning. Cabin would have been quite dark. single small lamp suspended from the ceiling would barely have cast any light onto the floor there. Little wonder then, the culprit failed to notice a fragment of a tiny item.
You all suspect me, don't you?
Scary voice, oh god.
Maybe the snake is gone.
Seaman Stroganoff.
Nico is woman of sea. She is daughter of strong sailor. 2 years
course.
ago, they noticed her dancing skills and went away to join ballet company. But before, she was dancer on this ship, a member of ship's band.
Oh, okay. You couldn't have said this before.
What are you, her father now?
You do not accuse ship's angel of being criminal.
Ah, so that's it. You say that?
You say that when young student died, Nico was there in his cabin. But that is not possible. I gave my tooth.
My tooth?
That's destroying my voice. I hope he doesn't talk too much.
Yeah.
Now I will give you give your tooth, pray. How can you be so sure?
You're a great detective, you should know. Look truth in eyes, cabin bulkhead was bolted for a shot from inside. Nobody could get into cabin, not Nico, not anyone. Or you want to tell me that killer can walk through locked doors? Yet, it's impossible.
Ah, he's right. It's you.
Wait, I've read about this in detective stories. People often tie thread around door latches so they can open and close them from the outside. Let me go over this.
Uh,
Like ages ago?
yeah.
How she was talking about how you can't like slide the thread through the door.
I don't know. I guess they're just like throwing everything on a wall here.
Fred, are you stupid? These bulkheads are not barn doors.
Certainly not. These are watertight doors. No one would expect to find on any modern steamship. Constructed of heavy steel, with not a gap in sight, no threads or needles or magnets could have been used.
No, of course not. I thought so too. But Mr. Naruhodo suggested it earlier,
Oh, yeah,
so...
blame me. Susato, how could you shift it onto me like that?
Bitch.
You whore.
So Seaman Stroganoff has a valid point. The cabin door couldn't have been bolted shut from the outside.
Not necessarily.
What?
I'll put it to you that I could bolt this cabin door. But laying a finger on it.
Oh, is it gonna come back to like the ship being moved around?
Yeah. And in this very cabin, we can see the traces of the method I have in mind being used before. Haven't been used before.
I don't believe it.
Well, Mr. Naruhodo, I believe you know what I mean, don't you? Way to shut the bolt cabin door from the outside. It's the speaker. One way does spring to mind, yes.
Do you really know what Mr. Holmes means, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes, and so should you. Because we've seen it happen.
Wait, what?
Indeed we have, so would you care to do the honors, Mr. Naruhodo? Point out the telling signs of the method I used to slide the cabin door bolt across from the outside. My guess it's either... No, it can't be this. It has to be the books, I guess.
Oh, true.
Because that's like the ship tilted and the lock sprung shut.
Yes!
Look at the bookcase there. See how the books and things on it have toppled over.
That must have happened when the ship made its emergency stop before. Yes, that's right. It's a very powerful vessel after all. When the engines are thrown into reverse, a violent jolt goes across the entire ship. Any small objects that aren't fastened down are bound to fall over. I believe, yes, it's what's known as the force of inertia acting on the objects.
Is there nothing Susato doesn't know? Or that isn't in her book at least? Well, whatever it's called, the same force that pushed over those books on the bookcase also made something else in this cabin move. The bolt on the cabin door.
Ah,
It was very obvious just after the emergency stop that the ship made earlier. It come into this cabin not long before and hadn't bolted the door. But then... That was you.
Hosonaga, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Hello, is anybody in there? Shout if you need assistance.
Oh, that sounds like...
Inspector Hosonaga.
Oh, music just kind of froze for a second there.
Oh, yes. That's it. When the ship stopped suddenly, the bolt flew across and locked the door.
Yes, it's made out of metal, but it's small and light enough to be moved by the ship's sudden change of speed. For a force of ineptia, if you want to call it that.
Neptia.
Ineptia.
Are you trying to say that last night, after Mr. Asugi was killed, Jesus. So dramatic for like a little moment.
Yeah, they gave that bolt a lot of personality.
The SS Al Claire made another emergency stop? Oh, the music's changed.
Oh yeah. When I woke up this morning and looked around the cabin, I thought it looked a little odd. All the books on the shelves had toppled over, and all the ornaments. It was almost as if someone had run their hand across the shelves and deliberately knocked everything over.
Oh, yes, I remember that. And I stood them all up again, didn't I?
Then when we came into this cabin, we were surprised to see the same thing in here. All the books and everything had toppled over, just like in Mr. Sugi's cabin.
Oh my!
You have anything to say about this, Miss Bolshevik?
Are you out of your mind? You say Eau Claire made an emergency stop.
It does seem a little far-fetched. How could that possibly have happened? Unless you're saying that the culprit is actually someone from the engine room?
Oh, is it simple enough?
Hmm?
Are you forgetting that the button in the passageway outside used to trigger their emergency alarm?
Oh, yes, of course. There was a notice, wasn't there, telling you only to press the button in times of emergency.
Last week. On dark nights when the fog is dense, the captain cannot afford to rely on the eyes of his lookout alone. Has the placement of a number of buttons around the vessel to allow any crewman to raise the alarm. The sort of button one is almost compelled to press to satisfy one's curiosity.
Maybe you would.
Wait, it was you?
The plot thickened.
When the button is pressed, two things happen in the interest of safety. The emergency alarm bell rings and the vessel comes to a complete stop. As indeed it did a little earlier today.
Mr. Holmes? Surely it wasn't you who...
As I always say, a button has but one purpose in life. To be pressed, whatever the occasion. Sounds almost proud of himself.
How dare you mess with ship? I report you to captain, you are in much trouble now.
God. Now, I'm sure we can all wait until later. Let's not overlook the fact that we have now learned a valuable lesson. When the vessel makes an emergency stop, the bolts on the cabin door slide closed. So, what we must now consider... Well, all this time I kept thinking that they are, like right now they are facing towards the front of the boat.
Yeah.
But the front of the
they're
boat
not.
would be like to the left right now. That's why the brake force would close them. Okay.
Yep. Yes, it all comes down to one thing now. Last night, after what happened to Mr. Sugi.
Like I thought they were like making a sharp turn to avoid a collision or something.
No, they were just braking really hard.
Yeah.
Did this ship make an emergency stop, or did it not?
You are idiots! All clear is a huge ship with many passengers. If we make emergency stop, even in the middle of night, there will be chaos everywhere.
What are your thoughts, Mr. Narhodo? Well, it's certainly possible that some kind of emergency happened last night. I have evidence to support that idea.
Really?
Okay, now we have to present a log.
What evidence, Mr. Naruhodo?
Fascinating, do show us, my good man. What evidence promotes the theory that some emergency gripped this vessel last night?
The captain log?
Yeah.
Yes!
Seaman Stroganov, it's your duty to patrol the first-class area of the ship, isn't that right?
Duh, that is correct. Why?
The ship's log here, it would be where you record the details of your duties.
What are you doing with that? That is mine!
Ah, you rather carelessly left it atop the little makeshift bureau in the passageway out there. But as responsible passengers, we took it into our care with a mind to return it to you later.
I left it there on purpose. That is where I put it always.
Point is, looking at what you usually record, it's clear that under normal circumstances you write the phrase "nothing to report" every 30 minutes. But from 2 o'clock last night until first light this morning, there was nothing recorded at all.
Nothing recorded in the log?
That is... duh. Because nothing happened.
But if nothing happened, would you normally write "nothing to report"? Wouldn't you? You would normally write "nothing to report", wouldn't you?
That's a good face.
Indeed so, which tells us that shortly after 2 AM, something happened. Here, aboard the SS All Clear. Yes! I got it right this time. Something sufficiently significant to make you forget to fill in the ship's log, in fact.
Are you suggesting that the ship really did make an emergency stop in the middle of the night?
Stop talking rubbish.
If I'm perfectly honest, I find that a little hard to believe myself.
Oh, why?
Well, because if something as major as an emergency stop really had happened, surely all of us would have noticed.
We are all drugged, I think.
That's very true. Thanks to the emergency stop we experienced earlier, we all know what it feels like now. The ship lurched so violently and the alarm bell was so loud. I can't imagine that anybody would sleep through that, even if it happened in the dead of night.
Well, no, that's a good point. Maybe we can, like, one of his
Maybe
gadgets
you
can
banged your
test...
heads and now you have amnesia.
Yeah. What of the throbbing?
Yep. Sorry, what do you mean?
What of the throbbing? Your head, man. The throbbing of your head since this morning. I've all suffered with it.
Ah! Oh, yes. I have had a headache, you're right. In fact, I haven't been feeling myself since I woke up today. Nor have I! My head has been feeling heavy since dawn.
Yes, you've all been afflicted, haven't you? Just as I suspected. He's right, my head's been throbbing today too. We're throbbing buddies. And since eating dinner yesterday evening, everything has felt sort of hazy. I can't really remember anything that happened after I climbed back inside the wardrobe. Then the first thing I noticed this morning was the throbbing pain in my head. I had already been dragged out of the wardrobe. And had those handcuffs put on me by that point. Why did I wake up when all that was happening to me? Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo. You boarded this vessel as a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, well, yes. Sorry. A stowaway class of accommodation doesn't usually include meals. What did you survive on? Well, Kazuma looked after me. Was always happy to share his meals. So you enjoyed some of the whole roast chicken dish that was served yesterday evening, I take it? Yes, in fact, I had all of that.
I had all his coffee, Cheetos, chicken.
Kazuma wasn't fond of chicken. Oh, really? So the victim didn't eat any of the chicken at all? That's right, he didn't touch it. Is that relevant? Did he die because he was not knocked out when he was supposed to be?
Oh.
My dear fellow, does that not strike you?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, do you mean to say that there was something wrong with the chicken?
It was fucking raw! I do. No, really? Is that really true? The meal prepared for the passengers last night had been tampered with. Tampered with by the addition of a soporific designed to induce a very deep slumber in those who consumed it.
What?
Oh.
A sleeping drug?
Do you mean whoever did this laced every meal with a sleeping drug? So no one would notice this ship's emergency stop?
Mr. Naruhodo, of course that's not what Mr. Holmes means. What a far-fetched idea.
That's exactly what I mean. Precisely.
Yup.
Lacing every meal of every passenger on board with a soporific drug would certainly be impossible. Unless, that is, every single member of the crew was a conspirator.
What? Mr. Holmes!
Well, see, man. I'm sorry to say that any more deception in this matter will get you nowhere. He refused to talk. There would be an inquiry made for the shipping company, of course. Anyway, were that to happen, every member of the crew, and the captain himself, would be hauled over the coals for aiding and abetting a renegade.
Oh.
Oh.
Please, no more. I will tell everything.
Eh?
I cannot make problems like this for everyone anymore.
These crewmen are your former comrades, I believe.
Yes. So when I decided to run away, I asked them to help me.
We all agreed to help everyone together. She threw away everything, her fame in the ballet, Mother Russia. We wanted to help out our angel.
Don't believe it.
You are right, we put sleeping drug in chicken last night.
Yes, I remember now. I did notice chewing on a lump of something strange and bitter at one point.
Now
Duh.
you remember?
We could not make all drug, how do you say, dissolve?
Ugh, talk about heavy seasoning.
Yeah.
At midnight, in the waters near Shanghai, we brought our angel on board. He was helped by comrade on shore with small fishing boat.
While all the passengers on the SSL Claire slept soundly. Thanks to the almost magical effects of the slumber-inducing potion their evening meals had contained. So that's what happened. Sorry. The only people awake on the ship last night were the crew, people who dislike chicken, and the newly boarded passenger, Miss Bolshevik. The chicken haters. But that means it would have been possible for you. You could have used the emergency stop trick to lock Kazuma's cabin door.
But how does that make sense? Surely every cabin door would have ended up locked in that case, and there would have been complete chaos.
Oh, I wouldn't say so.
What?
Ah, of course. Just like us, all the other passengers would have eaten their evening meal of chicken in their cabins. after which they would have been overwhelmed by the tiredness because of the sleeping drug. Quite, and accordingly, all passengers were already in their cabins for the night.
Yes.
The overwhelming majority of passengers would have habitually sleep with their cabin doors bolted anyway. So not one of them would have found it remarkable to find the door locked in in the morning. In summary, in order to fasten the bolt of a single cabin door on the ship, the culprit brought the entire vessel to an emergency stop in the early hours of the morning. My god.
You have talked long time and said many things. What is point?
Yeah.
The point what I said earlier. There was somebody else present on the scene when the victim lost his life last night. Someone who left a message in Russian on the floor in an attempt to incriminate another. Someone who tried desperately to hide the broken fragments of glass that would reveal the culprit's identity. And someone who abused the ship's emergency stop procedure in order to lock the door. All told, a busy night.
But I don't know about any of this. I'm just a little girl.
Hiding by this kingdom.
You like to speak with your long English words and explain your clever ideas. But I am a sailor, and sailors do not listen to long, boring stories. We don't believe. Sailors like me, we trust only what we see with our own eyes.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. A laudable trait.
What?
I am quite of the same disposition, my good man. Observation to me is
My good
everything.
bitch.
My good bitch. Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, yes? Do you hear it? The accusatory cry of guilt on the wind.
What accusatory cry of guilt?
Sorry, you've lost me. Proof of involvement, man. You can't hear such a... Whenever he says man, I feel like he sounds
Why
like
does he say
Shaggy.
man?
I feel like he sounds like Shaggy.
Yeah.
Proof of involvement,
Like,
man!
whatever, man.
You can't,
Am
but
I
you
glad
can't,
that he's in there and that we're out here and that he's the detective?
but you can't hear such a call with your own ears. No, you must hear it with your own eye. What? Hear it with your eyes. Our observation is the basis of all
eyes?
deduction.
What are you talking about?
I believe the time has come. For one final
Ah.
I'm a vomit. For one final theater of logic and reason to expose the truth.
Own the liberals.
So, Mr. Naruhodo, your assistance, if you please. With what exactly, Mr. Holmes? With observation, my dear fellow, just as I said, of these two prevaricators.
Yeah, I have no idea how to pronounce that.
Observation?
If you remember, Mr. Naruhodo, we know that somebody tried to fabricate evidence, didn't we? By tampering with the scene of Mr. Asugi's death. What we're looking for is some trace of evidence that one of those two was there when it happened.
His crime of dying.
Yeah. How dare
Precisely. You're delightfully quick to grasp my meaning. Alright, I'll see what I can see. Looking for a trace of evidence that shows someone else was there last night when Kazuma died.
you. The writing in Russian?
Yeah.
Oh, it's on them. Okay.
Okay, well that's obvious.
He's got an ink stain on his ass. His ass. Report the ass.
Seaman Stroganoff, you seem to have quite a large purple stain on your ass.
Eh? Ah, yes, I don't know where the dirt comes from.
It is large ship, you see. Anything is bound to happen.
Diarrhea strikes, you know.
So nothing particular comes to mind about the stain.
What are you trying to say?
It would appear that the significance of this stain has escaped your attention, Seaman. Allow us to make it
Man.
plain. This is at least a different one than the ones last time. Very large purple stain
Yeah.
on the back of Seaman Stroganoff's uniform. I think what... Oh.
And I think what made it is clear.
Indeed it is. So, Mr. Naruhodo, present the evidence that proves it. My pleasure. Alright then, evidence that proves what the stain on the back of Seaman Stroganoff's uniform clearly is.
Probably the ink written on the floor in the picture.
We don't have the ink stain itself, but I think it's the writing.
Yeah.
So let me see what the review scene is. Okay, it's just this. Okay.
Yes!
The music stopped.
Yep. Yes, it's this photograph, and the ink it shows would cause the stain on your uniform.
Ink?
A rather unusual color of ink. Purple. That's not... Okay.
I guess it is back then.
I guess, maybe. Ah, the penny drops, at last. I see the significance. The Russian word on the floor next to the victim's bodies was written in purple ink. And the stain on the back of your uniform is ink of this exactly the same color. If the ink has been dry, it couldn't possibly have stained your uniform in that way. Which means he must have been present in the cabin in the moment immediately after the ink was spilled. He fall on the floor or something?
Alright.
Filling his ass.
Yes. It was me. I did it. Everything.
Really?
I feel like he's saying that just so she won't get implicated.
Yeah.
I arranged everything in that student's cabin to make it look like Wardrobe Man did it. Then I pressed button to make all crawl to emergency stop and bolt cabin doors shut. I did everything so no one would suspect our angel.
Mitrov, please.
What?
Mitrov?
Don't worry, Angel. Let me do the talking. It was after 1 in the morning. I was on duty, patrolling passageway. Then our angel came to me. She said she was white like sheet.
He was white, like, come.
Mitrov, please. You must help me.
I went with her. The door to the cabin door was open.
I'm sorry, it's just the contrast in the voices makes me laugh.
Yeah.
When I looked inside, I saw student boy on floor. What happened here?
Please, don't tell anyone. My little one, my little furry friend.
Everything that happened in cabin is like Angel told you.
The kitten escaped through the ventilator into Mr. Sugi's cabin. And he tripped over it and broke his neck when he fell to the floor.
Yes, that is right. That is right.
So, after the incident where the cat ran away, Miss Borshevik then visited the cabin next to hers?
Only to find its occupant lying lifeless on the floor.
She said she was worried when she heard sound of something falling on floor. That's when she went to look. No, Angel? The door was not locked. So she opened to look, and you already know what happened after.
There's just one thing, if you wouldn't mind.
What?
When you went to Mr. Asugi's cabin, Miss Borshevik, was he already dead?
Why?
I already told you! When Nico opened door of student's cabin and looked inside.
I was asking Miss Borshevik.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Miss Borshevik?
Duh.
Oh, it's got actual Cyberlight characters. Okay.
Yeah, it's weird
Oh.
how sometimes they're spelled like this and
Sometimes they're,
sometimes it's just
sometimes
D.
they're not. Yeah.
Yes, that is right. I saw him. It was dark and he was wearing blacks, but he was on floor, not moving. I was scared.
I understand. and I believe you.
Is that finally it now? Have we discovered the real truth about Kazuma's death at last? Ah, something very nearly slipped my mind.
Oh god, what now?
Oh, Mr. Holmes? This photograph. Yes, I took this myself, you know. I made it. It's not real.
I made it. I put it on the fridge.
The cause of death was a broken neck, therefore the victim died instantly. The unfortunate incident that precipitated these events, a kitten on which the victim stumbled. However, if those are the facts, there's one particular area in this photograph. It seems to me somewhat unnatural.
Why is his headband untied?
Yeah.
What do you mean unnatural?
What are your thoughts on the matter, Mr. Naruhodo? Hmm? Oh, well... Kazuma tripped and fell. A terrible stroke of bad luck. Broke his neck. Which part of this photograph seems unnatural?
I guess the headband?
I
Does it let you
guess.
do that?
Doesn't like mark any particular ones. I'll save just in
I guess
case.
save, yeah.
Let's see. I just
Try
maybe
hovering on other stuff too to see if that is anything.
what? I go over
Try
everything.
hovering on other stuff too to see if that's anything.
No.
But probably not. Yeah.
Let's try. I guess.
Will that work?
I don't think so.
Yes!
To be honest. No.
Yeah, didn't think so. Maybe click on the headband itself that's like lying
Yeah.
on his shoulder.
Like here.
A bit further down. Yeah, right there.
Yes!
No.
Nope. What does it want us to present? His ear? The writing?
Hmm.
His nose?
It's this little scratch mark. Hang on, can I look at this photograph more closely? Can't really look at anything.
You can look inside his ear.
There's no, maybe there's no wound on his neck. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
Yes!
Yeah?
No.
No? What the hell?
Oh boy, it's probably something obvious. I'm not seeing.
I get the feeling it is the headband somehow, but like it's not gonna.
Tripped and fell.
Look at this photograph.
Tripped and fell by some terrible stroke of luck. Bad luck broke his neck.
Fuck if I know.
I did do this, right? Yeah, I did. This finger maybe, like how did it end up in this pose?
Oh yeah.
Yes!
Oh okay.
Are
It
we
was
really
the
doing this again? This word in Russian clearly wasn't written by
Yeah.
Kazuma.
I thought that we already went over that. Like he didn't. If he wrote that, how could he have died? Like if he died instantly, how could he have written that?
Very true, that's certainly peculiar, but it's not what I meant by unnatural, I'm afraid. A particularly crass detail was orchestrated by the culprit. I mean, to identify another point. Okay, that wasn't right.
We had to do that first. Okay. Oh, I see.
Imagine, if you will, losing your footing yourself. In my opinion, if you landed as a victim appears to have done here, you'd be most unnatural. Would it?
Would it? How thoughtful you are, Mr. Holmes. I just skipped part of it. I didn't read it.
Thank you for your guidance, I think, yeah. Gentle guidance.
Okay.
Uh...
I have to inspect his neck again. His back.
I don't
I
think.
don't know.
Maybe his fist. Like,
Just poke every part of him until something works.
all right, if he really fell due to unfortunate accident, and his fist just doesn't seem quite right. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Exact same thought occurred to me. In a fall, one's instinct is to open the palms flat.
Is it? I guess it is.
I guess I just thought it was maybe like constricted by itself when he died.
Yeah.
Almost, you might say. So like they're gripping something.
Oh.
What do you mean?
Simply I took the liberty of investigating the victim's fist a short while ago. Didn't like necrosis kick in and like make it difficult to open?
Maybe?
You did? And what, pray, do you imagine I found there, my dear fellow?
Mr. Holmes, show us, please.
Why, of course, my dear madam. Would I keep you in suspense? It's just
You are
like a,
doing that.
it's just like a Funko Pop.
A very small
Oh.
Funko Pop. Oh.
This is what I found.
Oh! A crescent moon with a little gemstone in the middle.
Oh gee, I wonder who this belongs to.
Yes, you're right. A crescent moon. It's very pretty, but what does it tell us?
Fucking you're an inspector, you.
Figure it out, asshole.
It tells us nothing.
Not so sure. That crescent moon looks familiar somehow. Okay, now you're just padding. Observation, Mr. Naruhodo. This is the key. What? The truth now is tantalizingly close. How did that crescent moon come to be in Kazuma's clenched fist? That's the final clue, the final piece of the puzzle. Ask yourself, what does this little crescent... What does this little crescent moon mean? What significance has it? And observe, find the answer with your own eyes.
Well, it's on her ear. Yeah, see?
Yeah.
The ear that it's missing from?
It should be either one, like, it should not be that specific. You know. Miss Bolshevik,
Yeah.
on your ear there. I see you have a crescent moon as well.
What? You do? Let me see.
And on your other ear, seems to be a crescent moon missing. That the link holding it on must have broken, I suppose. Now, the missing crescent moon was found in the victim's clenched fist. Clearly, there can be only one logical conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes. Miss Bolshevik, Zarsugi must have grasped that crescent moon and pulled it from your ear. That's just moments before he fell on the floor. In other words, last night in Mr. Sugi's cabin, you witnessed the moment when the victim fell with your own eyes. In fact, you were quite literally at arm's length from him. But then the question is, why did Mr. Sugi do that? Why did he pull your earring
What
from
were
your
they
ear?
thinking?
From your ear and hold in his clenched fist during his final moments.
Oh no. Oh no.
Angel.
No one can protect you now. Please, Miss Bolshevik, tell us the truth. Last night, what did you do to Kazuma?
Good.
I almost forgot how to say that. I did not expect it to be so sudden.
Same.
When I think about everything that happened yesterday, it was too much. Running away, the fishing boat in the middle of the night, trying to climb onto this huge ship. And then, when I was at last in this cabin, I could relax after this horrible long day. Lucky, wait!
Oh, new music.
I couldn't believe it
shit.
when she disappeared through the ventilator. I tried to call
It
her
was so
with
sassy of her.
a little whistle. I tried waving her a favorite toy. But nothing worked. Lucky would not come back.
I like this music.
Yeah. What are you doing here at this time of night, Inspector?
Oh shit.
No, I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine. A friend of yours, what?
The young man from your country, he was very polite and kind. He helped me to find Blackie, and he promised not to tell anyone. But then, when I had my friend in my arms again, when I was going to leave the man's cabin...
Just a moment, sorry, but
Oh, yes?
sure I know your face. I've seen you somewhere before.
Ah!
Ah, of course. You're Nikomina Bolshevik, aren't you? The Russian ballerina.
Huh? No, I don't know that name. My heart nearly stopped when he said that. He knew who I was. How could this man from a land in the faraway East know a Russian ballerina?
Yes, I saw your performance in Japan. The beauty of the ballet made a deep impression on me. But what are you doing on this ship? I'm sure I read your
What are you
ballet
doing
company
in the swamp?
was performing in Shanghai at the moment.
I can't fool him. I have to tell him the truth and hope he doesn't tell anyone. I have no other choice.
I see. You've run away.
Please, please keep my secret. Don't tell anyone.
Give me a moment, I could use another opinion here.
Oh god.
He's going to pull that cord. He's going to tell the captain. Why didn't I think I could trust him? Then it happened. Everything at once. It was only a second, but it felt like forever. Wait, I shouted, and then... Lucky jumped out of my arms and down to the young man's feet. And
Slow turn.
as he turned to look at me,
Oof.
Ow.
I pushed him.
Jesus.
I don't even know why. I don't know why I did it. I was just so scared. And I had to stop him from telling anyone about me.
You didn't have to kill him.
Yeah. That's when you went to fetch help? From Seaman Stroganov, who was on duty out in the passageway?
I hear Nico cry out and fall on floor, so I ran to her. She was standing at cabin door, shaking like leaf. She looked at me and said,
Oh my god, wait a sec. Remember to unmute both mics.
Help me, Mitrov. They find out. I will be... Peace. I have nowhere to go.
So you decided to help. That's when you arranged things in Kazuma's cabin to make it look like I did it. But no one would suspect the passenger in the cabin next door.
Jesus.
yes. I went to cabin and looked around to make sure there was nothing to show Nico was there. And then I found Stowaway. In the wardrobe, still sleeping.
Right, that's when he found me.
So you worked out a plan to lay the blame on the stowaway.
How nice of you. I'll leave that in the review.
I closed wardrobe
I'll give
doors.
you,
The Yelp review.
I'll give you a bad review on Yelp.
Yeah.
And put back strange paper sign.
If you didn't put the sign back on, I would be fucked, like, immediately.
Yeah.
Luckily for me, that's the only reason Sasada started to believe me when I said I was innocent.
I dragged the
Good
unnamed
job,
body
dumbass.
to good place and used ink that was spilling to write on floor. I wrote... Oh, what was it?
Water drop.
It was a... I forget how it
Something
was.
like that anyway.
It had D in the middle, and I don't remember what it was like.
Oh,
Water
garderobe.
drop.
Garderobe.
Yeah.
So that person who found one would
Okay,
look
yeah.
inside wardrobe and find stowaway.
And to tell me, what of the glass bill?
It was by my feet, so I picked it up.
I found that like pushing my hand against, like my palm against my throat helps like not break my voice.
Yeah. That's actually kind of a trick you can use if you want to try and like train your voice to be higher pitched, especially if you have like a deep voice from testosterone. Is you like you kind of you put your fingers on your vocal cords and like push them up a bit.
I had no idea. I just like was laying on my head and it worked better. So
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. It works.
But it was dark in cabin. Didn't notice the other half.
Then Angel went back to her cabin and I finished the job.
By pressing the emergency alarm button in the passageway.
Yes.
Accordingly, the SSL Claire did indeed come to an emergency halt a little after 2 a.m., thus enticing the bolt on the cabin door to slide shut, creating the locked room mystery. There's still one
You
thing
look
I
so
don't
guilty.
understand. Yeah.
What? What the fuck do you want more?
Well, you said that you told Kazuma about the fact that you'd run away from the homeland. From your homeland. It's because you were worried he was going to tell the captain that you pushed him. Isn't that right?
Yes.
But even if you had pulled the bell cord and called for the captain of the ship, aren't you friends with every member of the crew? Why would that have been a problem?
I don't know. I was just being a little bitch.
That's what he said first. That made me scared.
What he said first? What are you doing here this time of night, Inspector?
Oh, right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine.
He said an inspector was his friend.
Ah! Oh, that's it.
Ah, yes, meaning me. Who was supposed to be acting as his bodyguard.
I thought that if police knew about me, they would arrest me. So before he could pull the bell cord, I...
May I stop you a moment, please, Miss Borshevik? It just doesn't seem to make sense. I mean, was Mr. Asugi really going to pull the bell cord? I don't know.
What?
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
Gee, I
think he was
fucking
going to
know.
ask you
I
in the
don't
wardrobe.
fucking know. This is
I
such
think
a...
he was gonna ask Naruhodo in the wardrobe like
Yeah.
what he thought.
Yeah. Well, I'm not Kazuma, so I can't know for certain. But... he was a man of his word. He told you he wouldn't give your secret away, then he wouldn't have done.
No! He was walking over to it. He was going to pull the cord. He was going to make them send me back.
Well, Mr. Naruhodo, today's work is not yet done, it seems. There's one more deduction. Just don't need to deduce this. He was like, he was going to call me. What? Yet another
Good
deduction?
lord. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling too, bitch.
Yes, what action was the victim? I feel like we were nearing closure like an hour and a half ago.
Yeah.
What could he have done? Let's uncover our 20 pieces of evidence. Okay. We'll determine whether the young man's gaze was directed. Oh, they would just want to make it a gameplay mechanic. First, consider the victim's location within this cabin. That's easy, I remember every detail of that room. I mean, yes, I spent a lot of time in that wardrobe, but still. That cabin has been my home for the entire voyage.
So this is how the cabin looked last night when Miss Borshevik visited Kazuma?
What the fuck does that mean? They're not physically there. Yes, it's exactly how it was. Are you ready then, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes! There's one thing I've learned today,
In this case.
is that the simple gaze can reveal all manner of truths. Not only that, in order to draw this case longer, you can't afford to be out by even a little bit when you're following the gaze where it lands. When he turned away from Miss Borshevik, what exactly was Kazuma looking at?
We should save just in case it like fucks us instead.
Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be difficult
I mean,
to
it's like
understand.
obviously the wardrobe.
Oh wait, I think that's the achievement is right here. Just give me one. His bed. I remember him being annoyed by the pillow. It was too thin. He put that big, thick book of Japanese law underneath it, in fact. Perhaps he was thinking of looking back
Yeah,
something
what a
up.
dumbass.
Either that or talking to Miss Borshevik made him acutely tired. Yes! Pillow perfectionist. Nice. Okay. Well, it's obvious, like, come on.
Take that!
Finally you say something else than yes. Oh my god, Asugi is actually you. Considering everything that happened last night, certainly it may have looked as though Kazuma was going to ring the bell cord. Yes, however...
Yeah.
Yes... was directly beside the bell cord, the wardrobe.
The wardrobe?
And, more importantly, what was inside the wardrobe? The man's great friend, sleeping soundly.
Hokshu, Hokshu. Miss Borshevik, please. Think back very carefully.
It was his boyfriend in the closet.
What were Mr. Asugi's exact words last night?
Give me a moment, I could use another opinion here.
Another opinion?
Yes, but not from a member of the crew. No, Mr. Sugi intended to consult his close friend on the matter. To see if, between them, they might be able to help in some way, no doubt.
Oh no!
Sadly, we can't know the truth for certain now. It's too late for that. But I wish you had made sure of what Mr. Asugi was looking at. Things may have ended very differently. If you had.
Ms. Borshevik, I want to thank you for finally admitting the truth. But unfortunately, fuck you. The truth is, this man lost his life because of what you did, and that will never change.
Truth is, you're a little bitch.
I hope you'll never forget that.
Damn.
I'm sorry. Really? I'm so sorry.
Aww.
What have I done?
Bad time for my voice to be breaking. And so, at long last, the mystery surrounding the tragic accident on the SS Eau Claire is finally laid to rest.
Jesus.
And we didn't even go to court in this episode.
They should have made a makeshift courtroom on the ship.
But this was an episode in the anime, like in the Ace Attorney anime. I think they were on a
Is it?
train and they make
Okay.
a makeshift court in the train.
Oh.
What happened to Miss Borshevik now then? It's you.
Oh, fuck. Once we reach Great Britain, she'll be handed over to the British police at Scotland Yard.
What about the fact that she ran away from Russia? Won't the Russians try to repatriate her?
Apparently, the English detective can speak to the immigration office and sort all that out.
Mr. Holmes can do that? So she won't be going back to
Yeah,
Russia
now.
then?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, by the way, he's not like fucked up anymore.
Oh yeah, was there time skip? What happened? Even if she wanted to return in the future, I doubt she would be able to.
Got hit by Crazy Diamond.
She ran away, so now she's in exile for life. Damn.
I see. God damn.
Naruhodo.
I'm sorry.
Timen Stroganoff?
I wanted to help our angel, no matter what. But I didn't think about you, but how you lost a good friend. I will go with Nico. I will give myself to British police.
That's kind of you. In the meantime, thank you for letting me go free again. Kazuma's death feels like such a waste, but
I'm desperately praying and begging, even when it's not gonna happen, that the game is gonna be like, psych, he's alive.
yeah. Well, do what you can for Miss Bolshevik, won't you?
Duh.
Well, I'm afraid you need to pack now. We're due to arrive in Hong Kong tomorrow. As much as it pains me,
Or I hate Kong Kong.
I'm going to have to hand you over to the consul to arrange your passage back to Japan.
Yes. I did stow away after all. Couldn't really expect any different.
So, you should get back to your cabin now. Yeah.
Looks like my study tour to Great Britain was over before it even begun, then. You think that only days ago Kazuma and I were laughing together about we'd tear up the streets of London. Just go like na na na
He's
na 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 na. Seems like a distant memory now. Oh, what's that? Is it someone weeping?
Oh,
Oh. Susato? Okay, she has her sword. Or katana.
Naruhodo, I didn't know you had returned.
Oh, well, I haven't been back long. Inspector Hasanaka has just told me I should pack, you know, ready to leave the ship tomorrow and all that.
I still can't believe this has happened. Me neither.
Keep calling me. And shit.
I can't believe someone's life can be over just like that.
Susato.
He had such grand ideas for this visit to Great Britain, so many dreams. And now they've been cruelly taken away, just as he has. I thought I could never forgive the person responsible, but now we know the truth. I was just an accident.
Not entirely, but yeah.
Just a silly series of mishaps. Too much, Naruhodo. It's just too much.
Yes, I know. Wish there was something I could say. Guess it's Hasanaka.
What?
Oh, it's him.
Oh, yeah. Inspector. My duty was to see Yasugi safely to Great Britain. But I failed. I caused his two closest friends great pain and suffering as a result. I've let everyone down. And I will do anything to make up for my terrible blunder.
It's a thick, like sleeve. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody blames you, Inspector. What?
What?
I'm free again now, at least. Huh?
Fucking Sherlock.
Ah ha ha ha.
You fucking bitch. Shut up. Go away, we were having a moment. What's going on?
They keep fucking yelling at me. What is the meaning of
Why?
this? I don't know. I keep telling them whatever. Oh, a trifling matter. Simply that in my head, I think I shall always picture you wearing those shackles. Without them, the balance seems all wrong. It's distracting. Sorry? So I decided to just restore them, for old time's sake, so shall we say? You are a stowaway after all.
Up, bitch.
Thinks this is funny?
Well, I'm about to act hilarious.
Oh my god, please end.
Mr. Holmes. We do appreciate all your assistance. I'd like to thank you, bottom of my heart.
Not at all, not at all. And though it's a little late, may I offer my most sincere apologies? Or my most sincere condolences. The loss of your companion is truly heartrending.
Heartrending.
Hope you'll be able to fulfill some of his aspirations in his honor.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. We shall be disembarking at the next port in Hong Kong. We have to return to Japan and make a full report about everything that's happened.
What? Wait a minute. It's just me that has to go back, isn't it? I mean, I was the stowaway. What's she gonna do, though?
Terms of the study tour were negotiated by the Department of Justice in both Great Britain and Japan. It was to be one lawyer and one assistant.
Well, how are we gonna solve this problem? Was to be?
In the light of Mr. Asugi's unfortunate death, I'm afraid the study tour can no longer go ahead.
Oh no, I don't care for me, but... Poor Susato. My dear fellows, the majority of problems here have an extremely simple solution, you know? All you require is one lawyer, and the study tour can continue, surely.
But there is no one else with the necessary qualifications, Mr. Holmes. We know of no other lawyer.
Qualifications, you say? Any qualifications obtained in your own country will be of little value in Great Britain, I'm afraid.
Oh, but
But anyway, the voyage to London promises a good month of time. Ample opportunity, I would say, to find yourself another suitable lawyer.
yes.
Miss Susato?
Yes?
Do you think perhaps I might be able to do it?
No. Ah! But you're not a lawyer, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, unless... Are you studying law?
No, I'm not, but...
I'm sorry. In that case, I don't think there's even a chance it could work.
But as I said, there's still more than a month before we reach England's shores. That's not
You
right,
can
Mr.
speedrun it in that
Naruhodo.
time.
Speedrun studying. Yes, I have a month of which to study, to learn what I must to become a lawyer in Great Britain.
Mr. Naruhodo. That's ridiculous. Are you seriously suggesting anybody could learn all of that in just 40 days?
In this series, people can become prosecutors at age 13, so... There's only one way to find out.
Oh my god.
I would work my fingers to the bone, Inspector, every single day. Will you let me try? And if, by the time we reach Great Britain, I haven't learned enough to be recognized as a lawyer, I'll take whatever punishment is deemed appropriate.
Jesus. But why put yourself in such a difficult position?
Kazuma. He said that there was something he had to do in Great Britain, and that he would sacrifice anything to make it happen. He was passionate about it. I can't let all that passion just come to nothing. And anyway, it's for my own benefit too. I will become a lawyer. I have to. What do you say, Miss Susato?
I think it's a wonderful idea.
Thank you.
I like that smile.
Yeah.
Zoo
So,
music.
what does our bespectacled inspector friend say?
Are you serious?
One lawyer and one assistant. Numbers are indisputable,
No, no, no! It's madness!
yet fascinating, wouldn't you say? That's you.
Fascinating?
Duty and rules are a dull routine of existence that we all abhor. Give us interest, give us fascination.
Speak for yourself!
And besides, qualifications are no measure of a man. What matters is his character. No?
Apparently.
And you've witnessed ample evidence of this man's exemplary character today with your own eyes. From the early hours of this morning until this very moment now. Despite contending with the passing of his close companion, despite his accusation of guilt, this man has shown resourcefulness, intelligence, and above all, courage.
Very well. I'll think of a clever way to word my report to the Department of Justice.
Inspector?
After all, I did just make a promise, didn't I? I said that I'd do anything at all to make up for my shortcomings here. Oh, thank you, Inspector.
3 hours just passed.
If you'll excuse me, I must pay a visit to the captain's quarters, I think. For me to discuss what to do next and how best to make my report.
Really gotta piss.
I want to get ready for bed. I'm like that Mr. Crab. I
Yeah.
want to go to bed. Are you really prepared to attempt this, Mr. Naruhodo?
No. Yes, I'm going to try. I wonder. Would you consider teaching me what I need to know? Everything about being a lawyer?
Speedrun it. I would be delighted to help you. I am a judicial assistant after all.
Thank you.
And, Mr. Naruhodo, I'd like you to take charge of this.
What? Me? Are you sure?
I'm sure it's what Kazuma would have wanted. Its name is Karuma. It's a great sword that's been in the Asuki clan for generations.
I get it, karma. Very well,
Oh, I get it.
accept. I'll treasure it always. So then, Miss Susato. Seems we'll be working together for some time to come yet.
It will be an honor, Mr. Naruhodo. And for the next 40 days, I shan't grant you a single minute of freedom. Oh, but we shall fill every spare moment with study.
Yes, that's exactly what I need.
Is it though? But before we begin, I have an earnest favor to ask of you.
Goodness, what is it now?
Will you take my white ass to Six Flags? Please throw me to the ground 3 times. Okay.
Throw my white ass to the ground. What?
At Six Flags. I should never have doubted you. You were Kazuma's closest friend. Of course you would never have done anything to hurt him. That should have been obvious to me from the start. But I allowed suspicion to get the better of me. And no matter how upset I was feeling, it was completely unforgivable behavior.
No, you were in shock. You just found out about me stowing away and the cabin locked was dark from the inside.
No! I won't let you make excuses for me. Whatever the circumstances, I should never have thrown you, and not just once, but 5 times!
Huh, the number keeps creeping up, doesn't it?
Please, you must. Just take hold of me and throw me. Do it. Don't even think about it.
No, 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 I don't even know how. I've never thrown anyone in my life.
You'll have to learn.
Very wise, Mr. Naruhodo. It isn't skill one acquires without considerable
So how
training.
did she get her training?
They're gonna throw him 5 times so he can learn.
So true. Oh, Mr. Holmes.
I observed your throwing technique several times with great interest. I confess I was most impressed. Why did he see that? I presume that would be from a form of Japanese wrestling.
Good lord. Oh, well, in a way. It's not wrestling, but my own interpretation of an ancient jujitsu technique.
Apparently it's called the Susato takedown. Leaves your head swimming, believe me. How big-willing. I'm a practitioner of combative arts myself. I am a somewhat accomplished boxer.
Are you
There he goes, dancing around. I would love to see him in poncho. I wonder if you'd be also kind to instruct me on the technique of your, arresting throw.
Yes, I'd be honored.
And let us not dally. Demonstrate, my dear madam.
Oh, of course. Oh my god. Are you ready, Mr. Naruhodo?
Sorry?
Hiya! God. As you can see, you throw from the abdomen.
You throw my wide ass 6 times. Alright.
Actually, no. That was a Susato squash.
God, okay, it's almost done.
Soon it will be over.
My groggy state of consciousness, seen from an evening recently spent with Cosmo, flickered into my mind.
Oh.
Karma. That's right, it's a prized sword that's been passed down for generations of the Yasugi clan. I can't believe you managed to get permission to bring it with you. I mean, taking a katana on a study tour is more than a little irregular, surely. A Japanese man's sword is his soul, Rinosuke. It can be parted with my katana. Karma guides me, I truly believe that. Could never murder a soul. Yeah. The snake compels its wielder to slice evil in two, not that you would need much compelling. On that subject, there's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain. I'll sacrifice anything to make it happen. And I appreciate you
Even
seeing
my
it
life
through
eternally.
with me. Yeah. Of course I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through to the end with you. I knew you wouldn't let me down. That important thing he had to do. Still don't know what that was.
We'll never know.
But I'm going to see the place for myself and work it out. In Great Britain's capital, London. Yes.
Is it over? Are we done? Like,
Show it,
oh.
yes. Okay. And we're done with this episode.
Achievement unlocked.
Crash course candidate.
Good lord.
Alright. The Adventure of the Runaway Room.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Well, that's it. That's the stream. So that's been 4 streams so far, and that's 2 episodes, so pretty good progress so far. But yeah, not gonna do too long of a stream anything today, because I really need to get going. But yeah, thanks for being here, thanks for watching, and yeah, we'll see you next week probably. Most likely. Unless something comes up, in which case we'll try to do it a different day. But yeah, goodbye. Have a good day.
Good night.